I'm assuming we're probably live.
There it says 12 seconds live right now. That
I got 19.
Nice.
We not
Right.
This isn't good. Oh God, we're in a time slip already. This isn't. It's 2020.
All right, hello and welcome to
Hi,
Legends
everybody.
of
Welcome
Table.
to Legends. Yeah. No
We're
one's
getting ready
watching.
to jump into session 33 of the podcast for our Fear Itself game. It's been a long time since we've played in real space, but our last mission was a trip to Indiana to investigate a researcher who was working on a new brain stimulation technique for treatment in depression. Turns out that the placement of the probes on his rig that he had there stimulated some other part of the brain that caused a young woman to kill herself because she saw monsters. So we went to investigate that. While we were there, Jack's going to impersonate the manager of the cleaning crew so he could get in and swipe the computers and data and that kind of stuff. While we were there getting prepped up, Randy talked to Lady Branwyn to see if we could get some. I don't remember why exactly that seemed like a good idea, but she wanted data from the Greyhawks for a demon that they were keeping. Someone was possessed. We wanted her to write code to frag the hard drive. That's what it was. And I think we kind of begged off on that because we didn't want to owe her something as big as that. Jack went in, made some small talk, and kind of got on the side of the crew and was like, "Hey, you guys just like knock out real quick, and we'll get out of here." And blah blah blah. And while Jack was down there trying to snag the computer, a crazed student came in with the professor in tow. Kyle Morton was his name, and Jack busted some heads. Knocked the kid out, strapped the doctor down into the analytical chair, stole all the computers. Meanwhile, I think Randy beat up the security guard who was watching the desk up front. He's pretty hardcore these days, and we were able to slip off into the darkness and head back on to Magic Carcosa Town.
Yeah,
that's
all
a
right.
good synopsis.
It's pretty.
It's
pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. I feel like that's that covers it. I think we didn't do downtime, right? Did you guys lose? I don't know if you lost much stability.
I don't think so. We sort of
if anyone has any
into the darkness.
Yeah, I felt like you kind of left. So if you have any stability lost, you're more than welcome to take your to re-up it and take your time to to engage in whatever your sources of stability are, whether it's people, interacting with people, or I know there's watching Beavis and Butthead videos. I know Erin's mom.
No. It's reading Beavis and Butthead comics.
I forgot. Okay, well, what's going to happen with this? What's going to happen with this reboot's the question.
And or trading cards.
Wow! Wow, that's impressive. That's a good collection. That's a good collection.
Are we refreshing our pools as well?
Yeah. Everything refreshes. This is kind of back to status quo. You have as much time as you would need in your pocket dimension, small town, Ohio, before you need to go on your next mission. You refresh your pools, you get your stability is recovered, your health is recovered. In the meantime,
XP for that one?
You should, yes. So I would say you each get 2 points. I think that was pretty well enough, pretty much without a hitch. So 2 points, whatever you want to put it in.
Okay.
And if you want to do obviously if you put it in firearms or shooting, then you have access to sort of training grounds, a shooting range and trainers, resources that you would need in the Nighthawks headquarters pocket dimension area. So Edward would you'd have access to pretty much anything you would need. So you don't really have limits on skills you could take. So you get 2 points to put in whatever you think is useful or interesting for your character.
All right. Cool. I took photography at a point, and I put another point into infiltration.
Okay, nice. I like it.
I'm putting them both into occult studies.
Occult studies?
Oh, okay. Nice.
All right. I think that brings you up that brings you up to 5. I don't know if you want to spread those out a little bit.
That's pretty high. You might want to. I mean, you could even use some extra. I don't know, brawling or melee.
Well, what's the max though? 8, right?
I don't think there is.
I mean,
really
there's no technical max, but like functionally, I mean, you do burn occult points to like summon your demon lady, but that's like a point to do that.
Wow. Really? Okay, so I guess
No, you don't burn them permanently, right? You get them back every adventure, but like to summon her is like a point.
Then I'll put one into like kicking people's asses, yeah.
So like you can have like scuffling if you want to do hand to hand. There's shooting, but yeah, those you're like.
I'll do scuffling one of them. But I do want one for occult studies though.
Okay, I got it.
Thank you, John.
You are like the most fucking
I'm too much of a loser to keep track of myself.
Somehow now, like Jack is the most fucking like you're like a fucking wizard or something. Like you like know all these weird occult rituals and shit that you've read it, and then everyone else is like, I learned how to like punch things or like, analyze graphical data.
He's summoning her on the side when like nobody's around.
Well, that's the other difference.
And then they're straight up fucking.
You also can literally summon her just to like have sex and chill out, and then she could be like, by the way, here's a cool, did you know this legend? And you're like, no, I didn't. That's interesting. Here's a demon that you might want to contact someday. He's really useful for this. And you're like, good to know, baby. Let's go for round 2.
And then he's like, hey, Erin, you know what I found about this demon thing? You know how this fits into your
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys recover, you spend time however you want, relaxing, chilling out. Didn't seem super stressful, so that's good.
So probably like a week, maybe, right? If that.
Yeah, I would say a week. You could say 2, but say a week. Do you have anything? Is there anything like hanging loose you want to do in between? Sort of when Edward is going to pull you in again for another mission.
No.
I mean, the only thing Erin would have would just be like the Huron stuff. So like, if the guy from, I don't know that he's still in a conversation with the guy from Washington or not. If not, that's fine too. But he would be spending his free time like, reading stuff, making a trip out to the, to the reservation to like try to talk to people. I think maybe we did this before too.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, yeah, like you've gotten a good bit from the professor as far as sort of the legend. I guess if you do take points in occult studies, I mean, we could always also role play sort of like connecting with Huron as another option as well. In the future, if you want to like take points in it, like that could also be a way of you sort of channeling or being able to.
All right, well, ditch that point. I'll stick it there.
Enhance Huron's sort of capabilities, right? So,
Sure.
If you want to role play that, we can sort of a dream sequence. As Erin falls asleep and is going into what seems like sort of just a peaceful sort of non-dreaming sleep, you fade into what seems to be I mean, you're in a forest. It's just a pine forest as far as you can see, with a large shadow form sort of standing in front of you. Oh man, I don't have my sound effects, but
Whoa, 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 whoa.
yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Erin, you have suck out my wisdom again.
Yes. The more I learn, the more I wish to learn. It just draws me further along.
As I said before, the issue is belief is what imbues us with our powers. Your belief strengthens me, although there are dwindling numbers, as you know, who seek the knowledge of us ancients. I can perhaps offer you additional help as needed. If you need to call me, please take this. It's a ritual to... I cannot be summoned physically. As you see, I'm far too weak to affect the world in that way. However, if you have questions, or if there are ways I can guide events on the astral plane, please feel free to reach out. And what you sort of see in your hand is a tanned hide with a ritual sort of inscribed on it, involving a number of arcane implements, certain bones from particular animals with carvings of particular runes on them, and then burning of a very specific mix of particular herbs that if you and a chant, sort of meditate while you're burning them, with sort of in this circle of bones that you can contact Huron in order to get information or seek knowledge, or in some cases potentially even affect maybe creatures who are not corporeal, potentially, as your belief strengthens, so does his power.
Okay. Thank you. This will definitely come in handy. Like it's a dream, right? So like he reaches into his pocket, or I can make a preparedness if you want, and like he pulls out some tobacco, and like he goes through the ritual of offerings to like further reinforce that.
He thanks you. You smoke sacred tobaccos together and sit peacefully with the sounds of the night before you awaken. You feel rejuvenated. With you don't have any physical implement obviously left behind, but in your head you see this vivid picture of the hide and the ritual, and a faint sort of air of sage, burnt sage, hangs in your bedroom.
Okay. He during the course of the day, or I guess probably like as soon as he gets up, then like he grabs a piece of paper and starts like trying to sketch it out for memory. Like he's afraid he's going to forget maybe, so he'll try to sketch out as much as he can.
Yeah, you can do that. As far as your character recalls, it's eidetic to some degree. You remember, but you can, you scrawl out sort of what you would need. I assume you could at some point obtain. It's not uncommon. I mean, okay, well, it's not super common things. It's not like get some oregano and some nutmeg.
It's like
Yeah.
sweetgrass and sage.
Yeah, like actual like traditional, herbal, or traditional sort of medicinal shamanic type herbs and wood and that barks and that sort of thing. So you could obtain them, but as you sort of meditate on that, you feel sort of a strengthening of your connection with sort of a natural type magics.
Right. And then he would, I'm sorry, I'm taking up all the time here. He would like start like a blog, and then, maybe like on his trips back and forth, to speak to like the Huron elders and, kind of get their history and information, try to like maybe work with them, right? Because they get paid stupid money to do crazy stuff, to like maybe inquire about like setting up like some kind of foundation or museum or something that would bring people in, that would then potentially maybe like boost that belief. So like maybe we even talk to Edward about it, right? And maybe that's something that they could, not that they're necessarily going to fund that, but like if he explains the situation, that maybe they would be amenable to like on the low key through some kind of like Shadow Corp assist with that project. Yeah.
Sure. I'd say for this session, you could spend a preparedness to basically start funding that yourself, and then you'll, as you get resources, but as a way to, sort of recruit or somewhat proselytize the wisdom of these ancient nature gods, particularly, Huron.
Or sponsor, like, if they have, like, if they're not doing currently, like, like a juried arts festival in the fall, or, like those sorts of things of like, native dancers and things like that, to like, to talk to the tribe then about like, hey, maybe this would be like a cool thing. Like I found out like this is, part of my history. And like, I'm super interested. Like, wow, would it be cool? Like if we could get some sponsors to like,
and I even there is like I saw a whole thing from like there's a Native American Studies department at I think it's one of the North Midwestern universities. I wanted to say Minnesota. It could have been Wisconsin. I don't know, but they had like a Native American Studies who actually do like as part of their education outreaches, do like the sage smudging and cleansing, like spirit rituals and things as part of like a learning tool. So setting up that sort of a program or foundation to start sort of sharing the knowledge of sort of native peoples,
storytelling and stuff like that.
So the local elders are very on board with that. They are happy to help, and anything obviously that drives more awareness of sort of their history and beliefs is beneficial. So
we protest pipelines and shit too.
Yeah, and then you get fucking bulldozed by the government because But that's all right. Half of Oklahoma's Native American territory now, baby. Eat that. White people. Telling you, it's fucking crazy. That's like half of Oklahoma's now Native American reservation, because guess what? You said in the Trail of Tears, which was awful, that it was theirs in perpetuity. And guess what? Perpetuity means forever. you guys, you're like, well, we'll just take it away later. Not now. Sorry, folks. That's the way it goes. They got fucked. Now, hopefully, maybe they get some benefit from this. So, so Edward, you get a postcard, or you get summoned, and whatever. I'd say maybe at this point you get a cell phone message or whatever to meet at the diner at a particular time, at mid-afternoon, for your next mission once you're all set. You see Edward. He's sitting there sipping a cup of coffee. As you enter, I assume together.
I would assume so.
He tips a cup of coffee. Ah, boys, welcome, or gentlemen. Please sit down, if it suits you.
Yeah, sure thing, boss.
Anything? Do you want anything?
Just coffee.
Waitress, nude. Let's do a round.
Marion, you probably want a sandwich, right?
Nah, I'm okay.
I'll take some bacon.
Yeah, let's just do a plate of bacon. Pancakes for the table. Yeah, you know what? I like a good pancake. We'll do some let's do some pancakes, Darlene. Darlene nods and smiles. Goes back and shouts some things into the kitchen. Well, gentlemen, congratulations. That was a great effort on your last mission. You really nailed it on that one. We got some great information. Distressing in some ways, but good to know. Seems this device, technology researched by the professor, some sort of I wouldn't say a beacon, but maybe a key to unlock some interdimensional doors with things we'd rather not enter our dimension. So we're still checking it out, but that seems to be from the witness accounts what's occurred. So that it was good work. We have all the data. I think we can, if nothing else, reverse engineer a way to stop this from ever occurring in the future, or at least detecting any rifts that would occur if someone else might happen upon this technology.
So Edward, I'm just curious, what is the end game with all this stuff? Is there some sort of master plan here that we're trying to make some kind of gigantic seal to stop all this forever? I mean, like, I'm just curious, what's the end game here? What are we doing?
It's a great question, Jack. Cut right to the chase. Of course, that's what we'd like, a way to seal off these entities from our world forever. Sure, if we could do it. Right now, our goal is to stop any insurrections, any interlopers that might come through. We don't fully understand. You see, there's a almost infinite number of entities, dimensions, antagonistic beings that seek perhaps only destruction and chaos. And so a way to stop this permanently would be, that would be amazing. I don't see how we could potentially do this based on our limited knowledge of the universe. I'm not sure it'd be impossible to stop it forever and permanently, but our goal is to fend off these insurrections as they come, to essentially stop the human race from being destroyed by some outer dark entity hell-bent on destruction and chaos, it's because it's their nature.
It's like goes on forever then, right? I mean, it's not just us, but then there's going to be people after us and then people after them.
Oh, our organization has existed for a long time. Far longer than, obviously, this government in which we are currently and yet secretly embedded. Yes, the war, unfortunately, may never end. However, we seek to win every battle we can, and with the help of talented minds and exceptional folks as yourselves, hopefully we continue to push the darkness back as it seeks endlessly to enter our domain.
Going back to our last mission, what are we doing to help those that were affected by what was happening?
All of the victims of the professor are being debriefed and will receive counseling from our trained psychology and psychiatry staff. Unfortunately, is depending. I mean, obviously, there's nothing we can do for those who lost their lives, but those minimally exposed should have few residual effects. Unfortunately, I can't speak entirely to Mr. Morton's long-term well-being, seeing as he was exposed to entities the human mind is unable to comprehend. But we will do our best.
Jack said he was pretty crazy when he came down here, waving a gun, took the professor hostage.
Yes, it's you see, when exposed, we've had agents, even well trained, that have been exposed to some of these creatures from sort of outer dimensional creatures, ones that don't fit into the logic of our world, our universe. And it has an extreme effect on their psyche. Sometimes they're able to live a relatively normal life. Other times, the best we can do is make them comfortable and try to ease their suffering as best we can.
I mean, is he going to get like turned loose to like a regular facility, right? Like, I mean, he's got a family and stuff. I mean, he's not just going to disappear, is he?
No, that's not really the business we're in. He will receive top-notch care. His family will be contacted, and he'll be able to interact with them as much as is safe for all of them. Unfortunately, in many cases, the psychosis is so severe that the patient is unable to even connect again with reality. I can't say. I'm not. We haven't done a full mental health debriefing on him, but needless to say, I have known very logical, very well-meaning agents who, at the exposure to incomprehensible horrors, were unable to come back to any sense of reality, in which case we just have to keep them as comfortable as possible in whatever facilities may keep them safe, as well as keep others safe from what harm they may do them.
Erin just kind of turns and looks to Randy and sort of like half shrugs, like, "Well."
No.
Jack says, "Hey, you guys remember that one douchebag from like 32 episodes ago? Do you think he like rotted in prison by now? I wonder if he's dead."
You talking about the fucking cult guy from Sweden or Switzerland?
No, that one guy. He was a team member, and then he like ended up in prison or something. I wonder if he died in prison.
Yeah, I haven't heard about Jason in a long time. I don't know what he's up to.
Oh shit! You're talking about him? Fuck, man.
Yeah,
I don't know. I thought
Well, if they do a behind the music on us, we could always try to get them to figure that out.
I thought the lawyer got him out, didn't he?
The fourth member of Ghost Phasers.
Yeah. So, you know what? I was actually thinking about this. I think, we talked about it and like they already have like a Ghost Phasers thing. I was thinking about, you know what? We should change. We should change our names to like Agents of G. Don't you like? Doesn't that sound badass? Like we're agents. We're also Ghost Phasers. Agents of G.
Like Agents of Ghosts? Is that?
No, Agents of Ghost Phasers. We just don't say Ghost Phasers. We just say Agents of G.
I mean, that's like that's all a branding shit. You got to like redo the website and the fucking YouTube and all that.
are you saying that I can't do that? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No.
I've got a lot of points in computer science that says that I can do that.
No, man, I get it. Like, I'm just saying it's a lot of work.
I don't feel like we've even been updating any of our fans on any of this stuff for like a million years here. Like,
I'm sorry. Do you guys just not like live around me, or like do we not talk? Like I've been doing that the whole time.
Yeah,
just because I don't talk about it all the time. Go check it now. Check it now. It's all up.
And then he like
everything's updated. It's all good.
That brings up an interesting topic, perhaps. Is should we be seeding a little bit more of this stuff in an effort to inoculate the population, so to speak, with this? I mean, should we be upping our game with ghost facers and giving a little bit of disinformation out there mixed with seeds of truth kind of stuff?
Well, we've been kind of doing that, but then these guys, he like motions over to Edward, like kind of takes out some of the juicy stuff because we want to be, it doesn't want to come back to us or whatever. So I try to do my best to make it, put our faces and our names out there. But again, I understand we can't have everything out there for the world to see. Otherwise, who knows what could happen.
We should do like an old fashioned like fucking ghost hunt like we used to. When we've got time.
Oh yeah, God, I love that. Yeah, going after bird ladies with no eyes. Their eyes.
No, like that was real shit. Like I'm just talking about like going hanging out in the fucking graveyard. And,
yeah.
Like
we're big time now. Let's go out into the graveyard and somebody's got the sheet on their head and got eyes cut out.
That guy almost fucking shot us.
That is true.
Maybe not that one. We don't want to go there.
No, true. Fuck that place.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah. Anyway, we digress. Edward, what do you got for us? Eddie.
Let's just say we're not gonna. We scrub things. Look, there's enough disinformation. Let's leave that to our editors. You guys are getting enough attention.
Are we?
Well, I mean, how much more do you want? If you got more, then it might make your jobs more difficult to accomplish.
We're the agents of G. We got nothing to worry about.
I hope not. This one's an interesting case. We're not sure entirely that it's supernatural or extra natural, extra dimensional, or any such thing. But it is suspect. We need you to investigate, and if you find that there's something going on, we need you to procure as many whatever specimens you can, and at the same time neutralize any potential threats.
Wait, is this going to be like that alien thing all over again?
No. At least I hope not.
I was just gonna say that didn't seem like a very positive no.
Well, I don't think it's an alien. Well, we're not sure it's anything really. It could be just dumb luck, perhaps. In that case, no harm, no foul. It's an easy peasy vacation for you. But
we're going to Bermuda?
No, unfortunately. Southern California.
Ooh, I'll take it.
There's been a string of crimes that, under ordinary circumstances, would be left, obviously, to the proper authorities. However, there are some anomalies that led our field agents to suggest we may need some sort of at least more in-depth investigation and potentially extraction. There's there's a couple. They've been committing petty burglaries, robberies, that sort of thing. A real modern day Bonnie and Clyde. Now, the interesting part is we have footage of one of their heists gone wrong, in which the man was, shot. What looks like, seriously, at least, and then they escape. We found, as they reported, they went to lay low in a motel, and then continued on to their shooting spree, robbing various banks, gas stations, businesses throughout the Southwest. And the weird thing was, in the hotel, we found a lot of blood. An inordinate amount of blood of one particular blood type, potentially the man's, potentially someone else's, I guess. But needless to say, don't think it would be possible for someone to. Someone could, perhaps, I guess, with enough transfusions, but something seems amiss, and we need you to stop them, number one, before they obviously commit more crimes, but number two, before anyone realizes that if there is something extraordinary about either of these two, before it gets revealed on a security camera or some other publicly available information, we're going to need you to put an end to their spree, and obviously capture and contain any of them as much as possible, or eliminate the threat.
Well, it looks like you said that you found some blood, so you got all these resources. So you were able to bring those cultures to the lab and get any information, if there was any like details of, maybe supernatural blood.
We haven't found any. It could be anomalous. We don't have results yet on why or what could allow such a thing. We're not even sure if it is. Everything seems normal from our tests, but obviously there's more in-depth procedures we're taking. It takes some time.
Do we have you ID'd these people? Do we know where they are? And my second question is, can we get some higher caliber firearms going into it? I feel like in the middle of all these adventures, we're always having to request, higher powered things, whether they're explosives or firearms. Maybe we should just have some of that in a duffel bag with us, right when we go into it.
Absolutely. Whatever you need, let us know, and we can make sure you have whatever gear you want.
Do they make those things? This would have been on like G.I. Joe cartoons, but do they make things where you shoot something like a cannon and like a big net comes out, so you can actually like capture people with a net?
Sure. I don't know if they do for sure, but it doesn't seem like
because if they do,
an organization like this could probably engineer that pretty quick if they don't.
If they make something like that, I think for our capture the bad guy missions, that would be pretty useful to have some sort of a net device that would do something like that.
So have they like killed anybody? You said there's people are getting shot, they're shooting, like
yeah, they have injured a number of some police officers when they've shown up during a failed robbery. They've also, when there was an owner of a gas station in Tucson who decided to take matters in his own hand and try to fend them off. As he pulled a gun, they pulled theirs.
I mean, this seems like a police issue more than anything. Yeah. I mean, like, we don't
be handling this.
Yes, normally yes, but in this case, I'm not sure. Something about them is off.
So do we not know where they are? Does local law enforcement not know where they are, and that's why they have not been apprehended? Or
correct. and we need you to get to them before local law enforcement does at this point. Based on our latest information, we need you to apprehend them before any local authorities might interfere with an investigation.
Do you have IDs? Like, do we know who they are? Have you tried looking them up in the database? Do we have anything to go with?
We do. The woman of the pair is Melissa Hasburn. She is a 25-year-old female, Caucasian, seemingly, rough upbringing, bounced around with her mother to several places. And at some point seems to have decided to take to a life of crime. As well, the male of the pair, Jeremy Broadlock, is a 30-year-old. Although 30-year-old is our estimate, there is no record of him existing. He is also a Caucasian male, but we don't have any solid data. Nothing matches as far as IDs or social security records for him. So it could be a pseudonym. That's the best we could get as a match for an alias in under a previous arrest.
So he got shot and bled a lot. He doesn't exist. Guys, I mean, vampire? Like, we've seen aliens and fucking demons and cultists. Like,
I think this is undead. I bet they're zombies. He probably was killed. In the blood and all that stuff, but somehow he's alive, as an undead. I bet that's what's going on.
I mean, vampires are undead, man.
Yeah, but maybe they're more like zombies.
Well,
but zombies don't talk, right? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if like our perceived notions of vampires are real or whatever. But when these crimes occur, are they happening at different times of the day? Are they only happening at night?
It varies. There are crimes within at the daytime. Vampires are a tricky lot. Everything you read in the storybooks aren't necessarily accurate. There are other strains of vampire. However, we haven't found any instances of him feeding or her feeding in their wake. So I'm not sure. There are blood drinkers, life draining entities that it certainly could be vampire-esque. However, none of them follow the standard rules you would think. For instance, wooden stake may not be their weakness, depending on the strain of vampire. They may drink blood. They may drain life essence. There's many alternatives there as well. So even if it is an undead, as you would categorize it, there are subtleties to identify. I would say
so like I kind of almost said that half as a joke, but you're saying that not only do vampires exist, and I don't know why I'm surprised, but there's more than one fucking kind.
I wouldn't say, vampires, as you define it, yes, exist in a way. I wouldn't say vampires like Dracula exist. Those don't exist in that way, but there are entities that act in ways that you would consider vampire-like. And yes,
I'm surprised.
Many of them, some of them, obviously are susceptible to UV radiation. Not all of them are, though.
Garlic? Crosses? He like
No
pulled the
way.
big old fucking artifact cross out of his shirt.
He burst out laughing. He's like, garlic, no, that's absurd. Well, crosses, regular ones? No. Yours does have some anomalous properties, perhaps. But no, just making a cross out of wood does absolutely nothing. They couldn't care less. Holy water, at least based on the texts that it was translated from, wasn't so much holy water as it was a tincture of various dissolved metals and other chemical substances that happened to be one of the weaknesses of that particular strain of vampire or vampire-like entity. Let's just call them vampires for now. But I'm not sure this is one. It doesn't really fit that modus operandi.
Look,
I mean, for instance,
if we're gonna gear up, I want some silver bullets. I mean, better safe than sorry, right, guys? I mean, fucking vampires and shit, right?
Well, that's werewolves, though. Right, silver bullets.
Did you watch True Blood? Wasn't that like silver chains they put on them and they were incapacitated?
I thought that was voting werewolves to silver.
I don't know. Edward just said fucking.
I mean, werewolves, silver will kill a variant of what you might consider a bestial creature that is susceptible to silver. Those exist, but
like any entity, vampire, werewolf, whatever, if they're decapitated, what are they going to do?
I mean, it's probably a good start. I wouldn't say that's a bad idea.
We should focus on decapitation and any weapons that are going to allow us to decapitate.
I mean, I'm not aware of many. I mean, there are creatures though that would survive that, but they're uncommon and not humanoid. So,
right, like maybe we go classic video game where it's like we have shotguns or something and we aim for the neck. I don't know, you guys ever see a flying guillotine?
Yeah. Sunday mornings, man.
Right, where it's like the cage and they throw it, and it goes on the head. It's like, and they pull it. And it's like I don't know. You guys could have something like that, right?
I mean, we could probably figure it out.
Because what the hell?
I mean, if you tell me what you want, our engineer.
Or maybe a drone. Maybe flying guillotine for the 21st century. It's a drone, so we can stand back with the camera and it's silent and we land it on somebody's head, right? Listen, this is innovation, guys. This is innovation.
I mean, drones are pretty loud. I mean, unless they're really, really high in the sky. I mean, like military drones are silent, but that's at ground level, and they're 2 miles in the stratosphere. So drones, though, that was going to land on someone's head would still have. Maybe if you're fast enough.
I think at nighttime, if they couldn't see them, I don't think people would know what was coming. I think we could land it on their head.
I mean, I don't know what exactly you're proposing, but it doesn't sound that difficult.
So it's going to be a drone.
A drone with
a guillotine box with night vision on the front.
Yes.
This won't cost much at all. And just infrared.
Well, money's not really the issue. So you're saying you want a guillotine, you want a drone with night vision, and then it has a pod that goes on someone's head, and then a blade that somehow comes out and decapitates somebody.
Yeah. That's a pretty accurate description. Yes.
I mean, I suppose we could do that. I don't see why we couldn't. It's probably easier than deciphering some of these otherworldly rituals and such that we've done. So, I mean, that doesn't seem very difficult. It might take us a few days, but
if you guys make that, we can try it out. We can be, and if it works, maybe it's a technology that can be developed further. But we could be the guinea pigs for this and just, in other words, it can't hurt to have a decapitation drone, right?
I will say, you probably. I mean, I hope you're going to do this at night. Let's just say you can't really be discovered landing a decapitation drone on a human being in the middle of nowhere.
We could be a mile away.
Yeah, but okay, but then like a man is like, let's say they're in the middle of the heist and there's a recording device and they run out and you land a decapitation drone on their head. That's going to be caught by cameras, and then it's very suspicious, right? So you can't do that. Maybe if it was at night and you surprise them, maybe yes. But let's just say if you're catching them in the act, you can't just decapitate someone on camera. Then you'll essentially be a murderer, and there's not much we can do about that. We don't exist as an organization, so as an independent agent, we'd have to disavow any knowledge of your mission. So I would advise you not to do that.
Guys, I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. You know, what do you guys think?
I like the idea. If we do it at night, I love it.
Erin is flummoxed.
I mean, it doesn't seem like a great plan. It seems very difficult, but more importantly,
it's like a plan C. You know, it's like you're not going to go straight to the guillotine.
Well, what is your plan A? Because I feel like I'm confused. What is your plan A?
Well, we have to learn more about the case. We don't have one. But I'm saying, you know, it seems to me like we're always ordering up more firepower.
Sure, I thought you might want guns or you know, armor or sort of those things, but guillotine drone seems
we're going to want the gun.
Obvious, maybe, or perhaps conspicuous.
I think guillotine drone, as Randy says, is the last resort. But I mean, why not test it out?
I mean,
do we know anything about like motivations? Like, have they left notes, or are they just stealing money just to like steal money? Like,
money. It seems like just good old fashioned fun to them. Steal money, party, steal more money, party more.
Is there like a common strain of like places that they hit? Is it more gas stations? Is it just very random?
Anywhere they might find cash, that's an opportunity. Gas stations seem common. Banks, a few regional ones, not major ones. They're not breaking into vaults or anything. They run in, do a cash grab, get out.
But they're ranging from California to Arizona. Like that's a pretty big swath of territory to cover, boss.
It is. Their latest hit was. We can put you in touch with where the latest occurred, and you can try and see if maybe you can track them down from there. They're probably laying low. Their last hit was yesterday. It seemed like one or both of them may have been wounded. So it was just outside of
Taos, New Mexico.
I don't know. I was gonna say LA because that's Southern California, but LA is kind of tough. Shit. Let me look. I should have already off my plan. So, thanks, guys.
I think we should name the guillotine drone Guillaume.
Oh yeah, love that. After my favorite actor, Robert Guillaume.
Okay. The last time they were seen, they hit a gas station near Barstow. After that, I'm not sure what happened. We haven't been able to track them since then. I'm not sure if they've ditched the car they were in. It seems like they ditch them and steal a new one, every few days.
Has there been any analysis done on the frequency? Does it look like they hit a place, lay low for a week, hit another place? Can we infer any directionality, or are they continually moving north? Or are they kind of jumping around?
They seem to be following. They came from Vegas, probably partying and spending some of the loot they've accumulated. Barstow, maybe they're on their way to, I don't know, Los Angeles, maybe down to San Diego, perhaps. Maybe they're trying to make a break for the border. Sure, they usually keep moving, hit every 2 or 3 days, but we have seen that if one of them gets wounded, sometimes they will, bunker down, as you will. Time to heal up before their next jaunt. So perhaps this would be our opportunity.
And the police haven't found anything that stood out as far as evidence. Have they found any of the places that they've been staying at? I mean, nothing.
Well, like I said, there was the one hotel covered in blood that seems to be anomalous. And then, of course, as they've traveled through, they're on camera several times. We have their names and pictures. What do you mean? Does the police have anything? Yes. Here's
anything weird, right? Like weird fibers or fuck, I don't know. I'm not a cop, man. Like we fight.
No. What do you mean weird fight? This is what I'm asking you to do. What do you mean? Of course the police doesn't have, if they had this, they would have caught them and we wouldn't be in this position. We need to get there before they do.
I don't know. I get it. It's fine. I was just trying to get information.
At this point, you are the cops, guys, except weird supernatural cops. I don't see how we've been missing this again and again, but you figure out weird shit. I pay you to do that. I give you the information I have, and then you keep saying, why don't I have more information? Well, if that were the case, then the police would have arrested them, and we wouldn't have this problem. I'd be doing a cover-up instead of find and grab first.
All right, I'm just trying to get as much information as I can.
I told you there was blood, liters of blood. Blood, like a whole body would leak out in a hotel room off of near Las Vegas. I've told you their names. I've told you that. Go find them and bring them to us. Why are you asking me more questions? Go do investigating things.
So he kind of puts his head in his hand and kind of turns to Rainey and just mouths words, fucking dick.
And then he looks at you with a look like, duh, I've been trying to tell you this the whole time. And he looks at Edward and goes, well, okay, well, if we got to get there by a certain time, how are we getting there? Are you flying us out there? Are you supernatural portal? What's going on here?
No, we're going to have you on a plane. As soon as you are ready, let us know what you need supply-wise, and we'll take you on a private jet. You'll land in LA and head, I guess, toward Bakersfield. That's the last known location we have. And as quickly as possible, find them and apprehend them, at least until we determine if they have some anomalous properties. If they're just regular criminals, then we'll turn them over to the police.
All right. A couple of guns. Fuck, maybe some flak vests and shit if they're fucking shoot happy.
Yeah,
that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah. I would say some pistols, some shotguns would be nice. Yeah, some jackets.
Easy enough.
Silver bullets. Can we get that today? I guess we're not going to be able to wait for the flying guillotine. For 2 or 3 days.
You might have. I'd maybe get on the ground as soon as possible, but we can work on the flying guillotine until then. Silver bullets, probably simple enough. That's not really hard. Assuming you're ready to go in an hour or two, I think we could probably find a way to at least get you a handful.
Yeah.
It's a start. The rest would be on their way, obviously, through our standard portal communique.
Yeah. Are you guys ready?
Jack, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, let's do this thing.
We'll contact you when we get there. We'll keep in touch.
All right. Happy trails, boys. Have a good flight. Make sure your gear's ready to go and hit the ground running. We're on the clock here.
Thanks, Ed. And then he picks up the thing of pancakes that he wasn't going to eat of his, and then he takes his too, and then just slaps him on the back with his one, like, he's got like syrup on his hand, grabbing it, and he slaps him on the back and then heads out eating it on its way out.
Edward at that point, Edward just sighs visibly and starts drinking his coffee like, fuck me.
We're never going to get along. Never. I'm not going to ever let it go.
I'm like, yeah. I mean, he's like, I don't know. If I fucking had these answers, the police would have already had them. I don't know.
Well,
What
we
do
have
you
to ask
want from me?
questions.
Well, I know, but at some point it's like, where are they? How do we apprehend them? Why haven't they been apprehended?
Well, like,
Help
I mean, it's like data analysis shit. Like, we could probably have Randy do that if nobody else did it. Like,
Yeah,
what's
I
the
mean-
frequency? What's the location? What's the,
Yeah. Well, no, it's not the what's the frequency location. It was more like, you didn't find any like weird fibers and things. It's like, well, I would have told you if there's weird other stuff.
We're always going to ask those questions.
You don't find a whole body's worth of blood weird, guys.
I don't know.
Like
We've
a
seen-
person
we've
bleeding
seen
that
shit,
much
man.
would die, but they didn't probably, or they did, or I don't know, like they're fucking clones. We don't know. We
Yeah.
don't know.
He died and
anything.
somebody else took over.
This is some X-Files level shit. Maybe it's like a fucking sleeve from fucking Altered Carbon. We don't know.
So, guys, seriously, how awesome is the guillotine drone idea? Come on.
Oh, I love it. I fucking like it's like something out of a fucking, old 80s movie.
Wild West.
We could be
Where they literally did that.
Yeah.
Except it wasn't the drone. it
Except
was
for
like
when we
it's a disc.
fucking do it, it's gonna be cool, not fucking lame.
Yeah.
We could be like a mile away, right? Like we could be in our hotel room and like, and this thing is
Right. No, stay there. No, stay. We're gonna cut your.
I
head
mean,
off.
as long as you find them first.
Actually, you know what we do is we shoot them with the shotgun net, and then while they're incapacitated.
Oh yeah, shotgun net.
Wait a minute. But then they're under a net. How are you gonna land it on their head?
No, listen.
Wait, your shotgun net only goes as a flat, and it goes direct them around them horizontally, leaving their head perfectly.
Exactly. No, but then we go up to them and we poke their head out, and then
Why
we
you can just cut their head off?
because this is
Why
fun,
do
Neil.
You literally tackle them and hold them for a guillotine. You're like, no, hold him. This is cooler.
Well, yeah. Try to use
Meanwhile, Jack's like, I'm a mile away. Hold on, this is hard. This screen's only this is a fucking terrible 480 resolution.
well, if I use like a sword or an axe, I'm going to be hacking for days.
Yeah, well,
I need Guillaume to help me out.
should have asked for one of those blade light laser garrote lines. Then, like where he's like he pulls out of his sword and it's like.
Yeah, I'm gonna write Edward a note and go, can I get a glaive from Kroll? Please. That would be great.
That's kind of behind my spinning blades. That's kind of the idea, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, no, that's been we put the Kroll fucking glaive in a fucking box in the back of a warehouse. No one talks about that movie or that device again.
Oh, hey, guess what? I do, because I love that shit.
It is a great movie. We watched it so many times in high school because we discovered it, and I don't even understand. It's so insane.
No. It's like every movie back then, Beastmaster, that kind of thing.
It's pretty great.
It's fucking ridiculous to be ridiculous.
Oh shit! Can we get ferrets?
Yeah, ferrets. Oh my god!
But then everyone notices your smell
Hey, guess
from
what?
a mile away.
Randy's been eating McDonald's for his whole life. What
was it? Pogo and
I don't remember.
something.
I don't remember.
There was a podcast. I listened to a podcast recently where one of the improvisers was the Beastmaster. Like his character was as if the Beastmaster warped into our world and was an aspiring actor. It was amazing. He knew everything. He knew every detail about the Beastmaster based on the movies, and was like referencing like really obscure shit.
I love that kind of stuff. It's
So
like
good.
like the Last Starfighter. I bought that on DVD so I could show Logan, and Logan fucking loves it. And I'm like, oh my god, we need to watch this like every week, so he can be the only 10-year-old boy that knows what the fucking Last Starfighter.
Yeah, I was trying to fucking remember that last night. So I had never seen Flight of the Navigator ever,
Flight of the Navigator,
and so my wife was like, "You're awful. You're a terrible 80s person. If you grew up in the 80s and you hadn't seen that movie, you're a terrible person." And I was like, "I'm sorry, I never like," but I saw The Last Starfighter like a million times.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to remember. I was like, he plays the arcade game, and that like that means he's the one that like is good enough to defeat whoever.
Yeah.
And she's like, never saw that. And I'm like, but then we watched it last night. It's on Disney Plus. Fuck, I'll tell you, fucking Flight of the Navigator still holds up. That's still a fun movie. That shit holds up. I was watching it like, this is like a real movie.
Yeah.
It was good.
Oh, totally. Yeah, that boy is a really good actor in that.
Yeah, it was. It had like twists and turns I didn't even expect. And then, although when the ship turns into Pee Wee Herman, it got a little kooky when Paul Rubens goes from normal ship to Pee Wee ship.
Mm-hmm.
But it is amazing. Oh shit! I'm gonna get some water real quick. Okay, you guys think about whatever you're doing once you land. I'm gonna say you land and you go to Bakersfield, Barstow. Fuck. Someone in California is going to hate it. No one listens to us. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Barstow. And then you can figure out. So let's say it was a gas station, like a big, like, I don't know. Fuck, do they have 7-Eleven
Shell or something?
Yeah, whatever a major off
Valero.
It would be off the fucking Mojave Freeway, I assume. Yeah, it would be off the Mojave Freeway if they came from Vegas.
Shells and chevrons.
Okay, let's say Shell Station right off the whatever. Circle K. There's a Circle K right off the Barstow Freeway. Let's say Circle K, they robbed it. The guy got frisky, popped off a few shots, which seemed like from the footage may have hit one or both of them. That's what you are with at the moment. You have any resources you need? Do you have questions before I go get more water?
Yes, we also take police uniforms with our gear to go.
Sure. Okay. Police uniforms, shotguns, pistols, body armor, anything else. And then drone is getting worked on. It might take a day or two.
Gilman works.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
You can talk about it. I'm going to go get some water.
Yep.
Okay, so we have to basically stop the modern day Bonnie and Clyde now?
Yes.
And they're probably vampires.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like, what else would bleed that much and not die, right? Like, I don't...
Yeah, who bleeds that much and doesn't die?
I don't know. I mean...
Well, women do every month. Come on.
Oh, boy. Hey.
That doesn't even make the outtakes. That's just going around on the floor. So... Is this the kind of thing that we want to bring your girlfriend in on? I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't
think.
I pretty much owe my life to her right now. I don't know if we need to add that to the whole.
I'm just asking the question.
Yeah, you know what? I love your question. I'm not going to be as rude as Edward and yell at you, but I think that's a horrible idea. Horrible.
All right. I mean, that's fine.
At least for now.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, I think
we should look in the video and see, and we should zoom in and like see if these guys or the guy and the gal have any reflections on anything. Like in
There you go. Smart.
like any drink cases or any reflective surfaces where you'd normally see something like that. Like we should see if they're casting any kind of a reflection or not.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. I mean, we'll go in, we'll put on the uniforms. We got the body armor, all that shit fits, right? You walk in with all the stuff ready to go. Well, hey, we're doing some follow-up questioning, blah, blah, blah.
Well, there's got to be some news feeds and stuff like that we could just check beforehand.
So then add a character. I assume that maybe we probably did that like on the plane because I'm sure they've got Wi-Fi and the whole fucking thing, right? So like we or you, I guess, as Randy, probably is like fucking streaming data and trying to collect as much info as possible, right?
Yeah,
like, hey, look at this.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm like updating our profile on the Agents of G page, and I'm like, we're on a flight to flight to Southern Cali. Come find us, that kind of thing. Like, we're hoping nobody finds us, but I'm still gonna be like putting shit on there just in case. We'll see if it stays on there or not.
I mean, they seem like they're pretty violent, right? So like we're gonna have to.
Yeah, there's gonna be no talking to them. We're gonna have to do this in a cautious way.
It sounds to me that we're just going to have to take them out. I mean, they're going around just robbing people like they're crazy. We're going to just have to kill them. I mean, and I have no compunction about that. I have no problem with that.
I mean, if they're real people, like I don't want to just like kill somebody. I mean, they might not be good people. They just can't kill people.
They're going around taking people's lives and robbing people, right?
Yeah, but if we just go and murder them, then we're basically gonna take their place.
No, because we're not going out and robbing people. I mean, someone's got to stop them, right? And it sounds to me like if the police arrest them, the whole jig is up. I mean, the whole thing is we're not supposed to let the police arrest them, right?
Yeah, no, but if they're like regular people, then he said we were just going to turn them in. So like we've got to determine.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay,
yeah. Because then if we get caught murdering them, then we're murderers, and then they disavow us, and then we're stuck in Southern California running for our lives.
Oh, so we have to determine whether or not they're supernatural.
Yeah.
We're expendable assets, man. Like,
yeah, and even if we were to take them out, we can't do it in broad daylight or where people could see, because even if they are supernatural, people probably won't know that. So we'll have to be careful.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, this is another bad idea.
We have to consider ourselves more like private detectives then, okay?
I think so.
Kind of behind the scenes, trying to solve the crime, without confronting them necessarily.
Yeah.
We got to solve the crime first and be like, oh, this is who they are, why they did it, where they are, all that kind of stuff. So maybe this should be like more data gathering at first.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think the more information we have going into it, the better off we'll be, especially with people of their caliber. Like, they're not going to give a shit of who we are and why we come to find them. If we don't do things the right way, we could be in a bad way pretty quickly.
Well, like maybe this is a bad idea too, right? But like, if we find them, should we just like try to talk to them? Like, if they're monsters, for lack of a better term, do you think maybe we could coax them in if we tell them like we work with people that could like help them?
I don't know. I've seen this time and time again, and I feel like it doesn't end, like the talking doesn't really end well. I mean, we could try, but I have a feeling it won't go well.
I mean, what's our end game then, though, right? Like, I mean, Jack just wants to blow them away, which doesn't seem like the best idea.
I think just like trying to capture them, and like if we have to slow them down, and then we're gonna have to do something that way.
I mean, can we go net gun first at least?
Yeah,
I mean, we could all set up. So I mean, like we could fucking cuff them in the whole 9 yards. We'd tase the shit out of them or whatever. But like,
yeah,
we gotta like, how do we determine what they are though?
yeah, that's tough. I mean, I think we just have to go through this thinking that these are just regular everyday people, and with the cautious undertones of they could be supernatural. We're careful.
All right. I mean, if he hits him with the net and he turns into fucking mist, maybe they're goddamn vampires.
Yeah.
To be fair, your mission is to, one, figure out if they're extraordinary of some sort. If they are not, just like fucking turn them over to the police. If they are, you don't have to determine what they are. You're just supposed to get them back.
But like, how do we determine whether or not they're people or not?
Well, that's a great question. That's your problem. I'm just telling you what.
I've decided that as much I think Neil is Edward, and he's just being a dick. This is
pretty much. I mean, it is the most fun for me to do this.
Exactly.
You're like, I don't know. You figure it out.
Here,
I don't know.
Go for it.
Can I spend some points? I just want to win the thing. Like,
I mean, I am Edward. I don't care. Yeah, I am, because I'm like, I don't know. What do you want from me? You tell me how you're investigating. I'm not.
I love it too, because like probably when you first did Edward, you were probably like, oh, this is gonna be some write-off guy that's just a middleman, and now he's like this, big part of it, and you're like, I just want him to just be a regular guy that helps people out. And we're just like, fuck this guy. He's a fucking douchebag.
That's 100% what happened. I literally, he was just supposed to be like chummy, like 1940s chummy, like helper guy to like give you missions and stuff. And you're like, I fucking hate this guy. I'm like, why? He's not, because a few times you were asking him stuff, he's like, I don't know. That's what I'm paying you for. Yeah. And you're like, what an asshole. And I'm like,
To be fair, Randy's the one that hates him the most.
It's true.
It. Welcome to Fear Itself, i.e. Shit, I forget. Never mind.
I mean, I'm totally fine with you hating him.
Yeah.
But like, he was meant to be like a schmoozy, like, helper, like agent guy, like, hey, you guys are cool, way to go. And then like every time he praised you, you're like, what a fucking asshole. He's just being a dick. And I'm like, I thought he was sincere, but he was not. I think my acting ability needs improvements.
Yeah. No, we're just taking it the wrong way. It's Fear Itself, i.e. shoot the messenger. That's what I was trying to come up with.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I think it's funny. I think it's funny. I mean, I don't, now that I know you hate him and think him just being like, I don't know, I'm your fucking boss. Why are you fucking yelling at me? Like, then I'm like, he doesn't care at this point. He's like, I don't know, I'm your boss. Yeah. You figure it out.
He deserves it.
We get the job done. So like he just is like, fuck, whatever.
Well, yeah, like you guys have done shit that it's like, wow, these guys actually win. Like, I'm gonna put up with it, but I'm not gonna like feed into it. Like I'm just like, I don't know. They get shit done. They fucking stopped aliens and fucking outer dark beings, whatever. I don't know how they do it. But somehow between lunches, they figure out how to stop horrible, horrible things. So I'm just going to fucking let them do it, man. If I take some shit, that's what his job is. His job is to stop bad things. Even if it means you guys shitting on him and him yelling at you and then you being like, what a dick. What a dick. I knew he was going to do that. What an asshole. So it makes it fun.
I love it.
Cool.
I love it.
All right, so we land, we get a car, we head out to Barstow.
Yep. I'm sorry if anyone listens from Southern California. I'm just making things up. I just looked at a map, found a town.
Yep.
Good enough.
You get a bar, so I assume you check into some hotel type thing.
Yeah, that's kind of like in the area of where the gas station is, if that's possible.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, there's a bunch because it literally was like right off the interstate. So there's like a bunch of like hotels and stuff there.
Okay. So we'll snag one. Did he set something up beforehand, or are we doing that and just charging it back?
Just whatever. Yeah, I mean, whatever you find, you could have said. Either way, you can either have chosen or pick on the fly. It doesn't matter.
I guess we probably pick on the fly, right? So like once we get the situation on the ground and see kind of like where things are
I
at.
mean, based on my look at the map, there's a Best Western, there's a Days Inn, there's a Super 8, there's a Ramada, there's a Motel 6, there's a Desert Inn, which is probably sketchy. Yeah, it doesn't look that sketcy.
Whichever one has the continental breakfast.
Shit, who knows? Motel 6, it's only got a 3.1 rating. That's not great. The Ramada also not doing so good. What about the Super 8? Super 8's got a 3.7, although it looks like it's falling apart. Although it is very southwestern in decor. Let's talk about all of Barstow's interstate exit hotel. Oh, the Best Western actually looks quite nice, and it gets very good ratings.
Sold.
I'm sure they have a continental breakfast. It's actually right down the street from the Circle K that I'm saying they robbed.
Nice. All right. Well, cool. Maybe we just run into him then. Problem solved.
So it's also right near Walmart and some other stuff,
Nice.
including Purdy's Quality Meats. Not a sponsor, but if you want quality meats, Purdy's Quality Meats of Barstow. Pay us money to promote you in other podcasts where we're in the Barstow area in our adventure. See how that works, John? I just got you some money.
I'm not sure it works that way, but all right.
Anyway, they might pay us because Purdy's great meats.
I'll make sure I send them an email tomorrow.
Yeah, you're at the Best Western Desert Villa Inn. They should also pay us money.
Cool.
No one's on camera. What's happening?
Just you and me.
No, I'm still here.
We're losing it.
All right. So I wonder now, since we're already sort of sidetracked, if it wouldn't have been better to go as FBI as opposed to cops, because then just roll up in a suit, flash a badge.
I'll let you retcon that. That's fine. I don't care if you want FBI versus police.
Maybe we just have both. We just have everything.
I think
Sure.
that,
I mean, at this point, I'm not like it's not really the limiting factor. Like, yeah, you're prepared, right? You don't have to do preparedness for that.
look, either way, we're opening ourselves up to scrutiny. Because if we go as cops, then the people, then we'll have the local community or the police go, "Oh, these guys aren't cops." If we go as FBI, then the police department's gonna be like, "Who the fuck are you guys?"
Yeah.
So it's like it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we're going to be more used to dealing with cops, so probably better if we have cop uniforms. I think they'll question us if we show up as cops.
Well, I just figured it would be easier to get around in a suit than walking around as a cop driving a rented car.
I guess, yeah.
I didn't think about that, but yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you have cop talk. That's what that's for, is to be like, hey,
right.
hand wave that.
Well,
Whatever.
like FBI is kind of like, yeah, I don't just go do your fucking job. We're gonna handle
Here we
it.
go.
Yeah.
Look, 2 of us are cops. 1 guy has a suit, and the suit's driving, or like maybe 1's a cop and 2 are suits or something like that. Right? That won't be quite as suspicious.
Yeah, I mean, we do it that way too. There should be at least 1 suit, I think. I mean, just because then if cops are there, we're supposed to like, oh, the cops were already here. It's like, yeah, your local cops were here, but now we're going to take care of this. You know what I mean? Like that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Cool.
Guys,
I mean,
I don't know. There's also another butchery place that seems like it gets really good reviews that we could promote. Anybody?
So who wants to be the soup?
I assume it's probably going to be me. I mean, you're the big guy, so if there's a cop at all, it's probably you.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Randy? Like, we should probably like at least one of us is like FBI guy.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, do you want to be FBI guy too? Like, I think it's probably fine.
I could be your FBI tech.
Yeah, there you go. Cool.
Plan.
So you want to head right over to the Best Western, I mean, we're at the Best Western. Fuck, we should show the picture to the check-in guy.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, we're here. If they're here, like, fucking done. Like, Erin changes into a fucking suit.
Yeah. Well, would you have a fake badge?
Yeah, I assume if they were giving us uniforms and stuff,
Yeah.
you have some kind of badge that's going to hold up the
I
screen.
mean, it looks, unless under extraordinary. Okay, if an FBI agent ran your badge information right, but okay, so you go downstairs. There's an attendant, check-in clerk. Sure, gentlemen, something I can help you with? Is there something wrong with your room?
No, the room is fine, and he kind of like flashes the badge real fast, sticks it back in his pocket. Says, "We're here on official business. There's been a rash of burglaries in the western states here." Pulls out the picture. Have you seen either one of these two individuals?
Can't say that I have. I mean, maybe on the news. I mean, there's been some news stories on that, right? Aren't they like, I don't know, they're called like a Bonnie and Clyde or something. Like I thought they were in Las Vegas or something.
My understanding is that they came from Las Vegas. We're tracking down all leads. The Quick Mart or your Circle K down the street was the latest target.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Whoa! I mean, I haven't been paying attention to the news or whatever. I'm like, do my classes or whatever, and I work here at night. But like, wow! So like they were they were like in town.
They may actually still be. As a matter of fact, we'd like to pull your video feed. You have outside cameras, I'm sure.
Yeah, man. We got we got surveillance, we got lobby, we got parking lot, all that stuff. Yeah. It's saved for like the last week.
Yeah, I think so. The he like pulls out a notebook and like flips through it. There's the notes he was taking at the fucking table. It was the quick out of character. The Quick Mart was hit last night.
Yesterday. Let's say mid morning.
Okay.
Like a weird, like just random time, like not like even an off time.
Right. So he flips through and he says, "Yes, the Circle K was they were attacked yesterday mid morning. If we could pull the camera footage from yesterday, from say 6 in the, just the whole thing is fine.
I mean,
can you make a copy? I mean, we don't have to keep the original. That's fine."
I mean, wait a minute. Can I see your badge again?
Yeah.
And then do you have like a cop? Do you have cop talk?
I do have cop talk.
You can roll. I'm going to say roll or spend a point to see if he questions you. You can roll it, whether he believes it or not, or you can spend a point and he believes it. Because we're going to have to like fudge a little bit of the cluing.
Yeah, I kind of want to roll because I want to save the point for the fucking for the shop owner. But I've got a plan.
Okay.
So if I fail, I've got reassurance.
Okay. That'll work. I'll take it.
I rolled a 5.
Jack also has cop talk.
He's like, look, okay, yeah. Look, I don't want any trouble, man. Like, yeah, let me. It's gonna take me like 5-10 minutes. I can just get you all the footage, right?
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
All right, I'll be right back. Like he runs. You see him like he gets doing something. He comes back, hands you a flash drive. Yeah, that's everything since 2 days ago. So like, hopefully that's enough. Like, cause like, will you mention me in the story? Right? Like if I'm like, if I gave you this and you're like, hey, this caught them, and like this guy, I'm a hero, right? Because like I totally gave you that.
Well, you better hope once we catch them, they don't get out of jail, though, if you want your name all over the papers, yeah?
Oh man, I didn't think of that.
I appreciate your
maybe, yeah, maybe don't. Okay, can you maybe not mention me? Like, just say like an anonymous tip.
Mum's the word, and he kind of like slowly shakes his head, like
the guy's like he just does the nose, finger to the nose.
All right, and he doesn't even look at Randy. He just kind of like takes the thumb drive like over his shoulder and like hands it to Randy. That's the tech guy.
Yeah. Randy takes it from him like very confidently and kind of gives the other guy a wink and then puts it in his pocket.
All right, guys. Yeah. See ya. I mean, all right. See you later.
Yep. Just be on your toes. We don't know if they're still in the area. Make sure you have your eyes open.
All right. Yeah. Like, we don't have a gun or anything, so like, I'll just give them whatever money I have.
Yes. Just if they were to come in, just give them whatever they want.
But if I do, like, do you have a card? Like, if they like, let's say they rob me, like, I could just call you right away, right? Like, right after.
Yeah, I assume we probably have cards as part of the.
Why not? Yeah, why not?
Yeah, so like he, goes back into
cover identity. Yeah,
yeah.
He's like, all right, Agent, whatever you made your agent name it. Yeah, Agent Smith. He's like, got it. If something happens, I'll make sure I give you a call.
Excellent. You do that. Have a good day.
Have a good evening. If you need anything. New towels, whatever, sheets, whatever. Just give me a call. I'm here all night.
Appreciate it. And he turns around and walks out.
Okay.
You want to get outside?
Yeah.
That was pretty easy. They're not staying here. At least this guy hasn't seen them. You want to run through that footage before we head over to the Quick Mart?
Yeah, we might as well try to get as much information as we can before we go talk to the
and see if they pass through here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you run the footage. Not your as far as you can see, you don't actually see a there's no one on the security footage that he gave you that matches the pictures that Edward gave you. So It doesn't look like they were at this particular site, this particular hotel.
And no video of the car either. I'm assuming we had the last car.
Yeah, no, you didn't see any of that.
Okay, I mean it was long odds, but
Yeah.
Yeah, if Edward's not going to give us any information, I mean, we got to do what we can.
So where are we heading next? The store?
I guess we had okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Have you seen this man?
Okay, you head over to the gas station. At this point, if you didn't wait to sleep or anything, it's like 11 at night. There's you pull in. It's just a standard sort of gas station. You walk inside. There's just a sort of stoner looking guy behind the counter, sort of just flipping through like a magazine.
Yeah, Jack says, "Good evening, son. I'm with I'm with the local blah blah blah, whatever the police department is there. It's like there's been a string of robberies, and I have a couple of experts from the Federal Bureau of Investigation out here because it's been interstate. Can we ask you a few questions, see if you see anything suspicious?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, we got robbed like shit. Like, geez, like yesterday, man. Yeah. So what can I do? Like, I wasn't working, but like, I can answer like whatever you want to know.
I'll let my colleague here ask you the questions.
Yes, we're gonna need a copy of the video footage from last night. The local PD has been helping, but we'd like to have a copy of our own. You haven't been here. Do you know what they stole? Did the boss give you any information?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know they took like whatever's in the cash register and stuff, and then like they I think they tried to get the safe, but like that's not like a time delay, so you can't really get anything from it. Yes, I think they just grabbed the cash and ran. But then Brody, like he's like my guy, right? Like he's like the day shift guy. It was like bow, 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 like on their way out. Like you're supposed to just give him the money and stuff, but this guy was like all like fucking vigilante, and he just fucking like capped him off. And he said he got him. He said he clipped him pretty good, but cops don't believe it. Like they don't. They're just like whatever, man. Like if you shot him, like they're fucking. They would have been in a hospital or something. But I believe him. Like that guy goes to the range all the time.
Like Erin's writing stuff down. He like flips through and he goes, "Yes, indications I have are that the perpetrator was indeed shot, although we do not have any information that shows them at any of the local hospitals."
Oh man, like that's got like Brody said, like he's got a total kidney shot. He knows, like he was what is it like which one's like the lower one, like EMT or paramedic?
I had a character, I don't know.
They're both very important, son. I wouldn't say that one is lower than the other.
Well, whatever. Like he was one of them. Whatever one has like less of the degrees, because like he just didn't. He was like, well, okay. Honestly, he got the one, and then like he was going to get the other, and he was like, he totally failed the marijuana test. THC was like all over, but this guy knows his shit. He knows his organs. He said he got a kidney shot, and he said he might even winged the girl too, and he doesn't miss, man. I've been out there with him. He knows what he's doing.
His firearm is registered, and he like turns and looks pointedly at the stoner kid.
Probably. I mean, I don't know. Like if it wasn't, how would I know? Like I don't know. I'm not like, what? Aren't you the FBI? Just like run it, Brody. Oh, what's his last name? Brody Stevens with a V, not like a PH, like Stevie, like Steve and S.
Mm-hmm.
Brody Stevens
scratches it out.
Anyway, yeah, like I'm pretty sure it's registered. Like it's all legit. Anyway, wait a minute. It's not like his gun. It's the gun here. Like it was the gun here. The cops took it. So like it was one under the counter. It was I think he said it was a 9mm, like a 9mm, like a Beretta. And I was like, Beretta, that sounds cool, right? Like that sounds like a cool name for a gun. I don't know anything about guns, but like sounded cool. Like
it was like pull the ballistics on that. Sure. Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, he like popped off a couple. But then he said like they got in the car and they drove off.
Do you know which way they went? Did he say?
I think they went north. I think he said they drove off north. I don't know, like sort of north, sort of west, right? Like the curve outside the city, curve outside, right? Like you either go south or north. You go north. That's what I think he said. I think that's what he told the cops. Like you should have all this, right? Like, do you have all this in a report? Because like I think he gave a pretty detailed report.
We do. I haven't had an opportunity to read through everything yet. Just came into town, obviously.
Okay, yeah, I get it, man. Like, yeah, like reading this like for suckers. Like, just get it from the horse's mouth.
Here. Do we know when Brody will be back?
Well, I don't know. I think he was supposed to be back. Well, he's supposed to work tomorrow morning, but I'm not sure he's gonna work tomorrow morning because, like, I think he's off for a few days. You know, on account of the stress of the encounter or whatever you call what happened. So, like, I think he's off for a couple days. He lives just a little outside the town. Yeah, he's like in a little like a little neighborhood. He's got like a little bungalow.
Sure, we'll look him up. I've got his name here. Thank you very much.
All right, man. Like, is there anything else I can do? Like, what else can I do to help? Like, because we got to find these guys. Like, they seem dangerous. They shot some people, and Brody was like, I'm not going to have that. I'm not going to let that happen. And he's like a hero. And, you know, if I were here, I probably couldn't have even hit him, but I would have tried.
Well,
Some vigilantism doesn't pay.
We're going to need copies of the surveillance footage that you have.
Okay. Yeah, like, I think the key's here. Like, I should probably get the manager, but like, I don't know. I don't want to bother him. Last time I called him this late, he got real mad at me. Like, he was like, "This is not an emergency," and I was like, "But this lady just keeps stealing porno mags," and he didn't. He was like, "Just stop her," and I was like, "But he takes them and runs. What am I gonna do? Like, I can't tackle a lady. I'm like a gentleman." Anyway, he didn't like it. I'll just give it to you.
We're just going to need a copy, so it's not anything that is too.
All right, okay. Let me just here. I'll go. I'll make a CD or something. Like, I'm a DJ part time, so like if you guys need a DJ for anything, or like you want to have like a rave in the desert, that's mostly my scene. Like, I do like desert parties, so like if you want to do that, like I'm really good at it.
like Erin just takes his wallet out and like flips the badge open and like leaves it on the counter and kind of like cocks his head and looks at him. You know, like, eh?
Well, I didn't say we're like legal raves, bro. Don't worry, they're illegal. Like, we have permits and stuff most of the time, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, I'll go back here and get this. Whatever, man. You don't have to put like the hammer down. I'm being a responsible citizen.
Sure you are.
What is this? What is it? Inquisition?
Just make sure you mind your P's and Q's.
All right, look, mum's the word. I'll go get this for you. And then just like, you know, I'm a good citizen. Just remember, I'm also like kind of a hero, like Brody is.
Sure.
Okay, well, anyway, I'm gonna go get this. He goes back, he takes a few minutes, he comes back, and he has like a DVD in his hand. Here you go, man. Like, it doesn't have any of like my original tracks or anything. It's just the video because all of the other stuff wouldn't fit. But so here's that. But if like you want to know, like here's my Instagram and stuff. So like if you need it, like here I'm like a really good DJ.
He just like nods and like slides a Coke forward to like, you know, grab a couple of sodas or whatever for going back.
That's $2.68.
Yep. Pulls out a couple of bills.
All right, officer. Thanks, officer. All right. If you have any other questions, let me know. But yeah, like I didn't see anything else. But like if they come back, don't worry. I'll totally take them down for you.
Just give them whatever they want, and he like drops the change in the thing.
He just shrugs.
It's not your money, son. Don't worry about it.
So cool. So can we see what's on the DVD?
Yeah.
I assume we go back to the room at that point if it's that late.
Yeah, you can go back to the room. You can do it. Probably laptop in the car or whatever. Yeah, you see the footage. There's people that seem like what you described from Edward, at least as a description of the pictures they showed. They come in. They grab what looks to be like some snacks, like they're just grabbing stuff, like carefree, sort of haphazard. Go up, pull a gun, and seem to demand something from the cashier. The guy looks like, like a typical sort of like surfer or whatever dude. He gives them the money out of the register, but then as they are leaving, you see him reach under and pull out a gun from under the counter and start sort of like popping off shots. What you see is it does look like, it's not easy to tell, but based on the footage, it seems like he at least hits one of them. Sort of there's some blood spatter and stumbling. It's hard to tell as they're moving. And then they drive off in what it's black and white, but it looks to be like like a late 70s sort of Cadillac style, like fucking boat, just big ass Cadillac. And they kind of speed off with whatever kind of they grabbed, and then sort of head, sort of like northward from where, at least from the camera, until they're out of view.
Can we zoom in and see if they are casting reflections or not?
Ooh.
Can Randy spend like a computer science or something like that to like zoom and enhance?
Sure. Yeah, if he wants to spend a zoom and enhance, or you can roll. You can spend or roll.
If you
Spend and guarantee.
give it to him.
Randy's not paying any attention.
Kurt?
He's like,
You're-
Sorry. Literally, someone was trying to hack my email as you guys were asking me a question.
Oh,
Yeah, always fun. Like, get a thing on my phone. Are you trying to log in? No, I am not. I'm trying to role play. Leave me alone. All right. So what were you asking? I'm sorry.
so we had asked if it would be possible to zoom and enhance. So you could either spend a point in computer science, at which point you get a clue, or you can roll and take your chances.
Okay. Yeah, I gave myself an extra point this time for computer science, so I'll use it.
Okay. When you're looking at it, you see a reflection from one of the sort of the screen of one of the gas pumps that is blacked out. It's not working. As they run and get in the car, the woman jumps into the driver's seat. The man sort of hops into the passenger seat. And in both the window and the screen, you do see a reflection from both of them.
Okay.
So not a vampire. Well, at least not what we think is a vampire.
Not classically.
Yeah.
Because remember, the demons didn't cast shadow, so we know that, or a reflection. So we know that there's something up with casting reflections.
Yeah.
So if they're casting reflections, they're probably human, or at least not vampires or supernatural entities, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe they're time travelers. What if they're time travelers? Maybe they're actually robbers from like the 50s if they have one of these big boat Cadillacs or something. You know?
That's a good call. Maybe they escaped Edward's clutches.
Yeah, because they wouldn't be driving around usually in a big 50s thing. Maybe they're time travelers.
Well, I mean, Edward said that they were stealing cars, so it's probably easier to steal a car from the 70s than it is from the 2000s.
Yeah. It's true.
You just rip off the steering column or something, right? I mean, that's what happens in the movies.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, we know they went north, so like Erin pulls out his phone, like pulls up a map of their current location and like fucking zooms out a little bit to see like where's going north, like if they decided to like hole up somewhere, like he's feeling like maybe they're still in the area. If they're like laying low, they might not have gone too far.
Okay. I mean, there's heading north is sort of a big road, major road. which looks like the National Trails Highway, that sort of goes north/west from where the incident occurred. And obviously there's a lot of businesses and hotels and stuff off that road.
Now, wouldn't the cops, I mean, that's a very distinctive vehicle, right? You'd think the cops would have been already looking for that vehicle and, would have found it by now if they were still driving the vehicle.
Maybe we should throw a postcard to Edward and see. I mean, obviously they got tipped off that something was going on, especially here in Barstow, where apparently the guy got capped. Maybe he can pull the police report for us, kind of see where they're at with stuff. I mean, I assume they drove as far as they could and then dumped the car.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You think that, the cops are they'll have seen this footage. They'll be looking out for this car. They probably have an APB on it or whatever, So that's what's confusing to me. Is they have.
Yeah, you're right. It seems like they're really good at making an escape. Going undetected-ish.
Maybe they're shapeshifters.
I mean, I guess that's possible.
Yeah, but then why would they constantly go back to the one, look that they have? If I were a shapeshifter, I would just keep shapeshifting into different people.
That's true.
I do feel like they're in the area.
Yeah,
Trying to think of what we could do to kind of help pinpoint that.
Well, we know the hotel, right, that they were in, right, from the footage.
We don't know what. No, because the only thing we know is they weren't in our hotel.
Yeah, we know that they hit the Circle K.
Where was the blood found?
Oh, from the hotel where they were before. Okay. Yeah, I guess we would have that information.
I mean, that was previous. That was like outside of Las Vegas.
Oh, that was previous to this. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was confusing. I thought it was after the kid shot him.
No, that was after another incident.
Oh, okay.
That was near Las Vegas.
She's been shot multiple times. I mean, what do you think the police response rate is for a place like this all the way out here, right? I mean, they hit the button, the kid starts shooting, and makes a 911 call. You figure it's got to take them 5-10 minutes to get here.
Well, it
they might
depends
not
on
have
how far away. How far away are they?
Erin goes back to the map, starts scrolling around and see if you can find a police station for Barstow. See how far it is.
Good question.
I mean, Erin watches cop shows, right? Like murder stuff.
It is. The better question is, how far is it to?
Google mapping in real time.
I am Google mapping in real time. It's 5 minutes.
Okay.
If it's from the headquarters.
Oh, so it's actually pretty quick.
Yeah, so they're pretty close.
Yeah.
Fuck, they couldn't have gotten too far then, right? You'd probably have run them down on the road.
Yeah, you would think.
So look, does this town have cameras on the roads? Is there like a toll booth or like something like that around?
No. What do you think that? Really?
You think
Not like there's definitely not a toll booth.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I know, but like there's
And if
got to
you're
be
not
like
speeding, like I mean, there could be, I guess, like businesses and stuff, but that's.
I live in a small town, and I feel like we've got cameras on all the street lights now.
Like the traffic signals, right?
again, the police would have been looking at this already, you know?
Yeah.
They had that stuff. So it almost seems to me like they must have vanished, right? If the police aren't seeing footage of this car driving around.
Well, I mean, we don't know if they found the car. That's the problem. I mean, I guess we could go down to the station.
How about this? There's going to be recordings accessible online, even for public stuff, of the scanner radios for that night, right? Why don't we review why don't we find a site that has that from the other night and we listen to it? Maybe we get some info from that.
Yeah, that's a good call.
You think you could find something like that, Randy?
Oh, that's easy. Yeah, that's you can get sites. You just Google like whatever town, you know, police radio, and you can get the shit from that.
Yeah, most places have a Facebook page for that even now.
Huh. If you want to see if you could find something.
Yeah, I think I'll check that out. Yeah, so I'll see if I can find any local scanner Facebook pages or something online.
Okay. Yeah, you can search. You find records of it. You hear the 911 call from Brody to the police station, and he describes what you see on the camera, and you hear the police go toward the gas station. There's no other scanner information that you hear as far as like. There's nothing like the cops obviously don't see the vehicle or anything after they put out an APB on it after the interview, like several hours after the initial 911 call, and they are on the lookout for this particular vehicle, but there's no chatter at least on it being found or anyone radioing in about it.
Okay. If they give out the letters and numbers of the license plate, I would write that down.
Okay. They actually don't. It's not on the camera, and the Brody did not get it. The license plate number.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you said that they didn't come into contact with the car at all.
The police have not. At least from what you've scanned.
Okay.
Okay, so it sounds like we know as much as the police at this point.
Yeah, we're doing great. Boy, I tell you, I really don't know where to go from here.
Well, look, man, it's been a long day. We should probably like fucking sack out and pick this up in the morning, right? I mean, do you want to be up for like 24 hours? I mean, we could go drive around, but
no. I definitely need something to eat, though. I'm starting to lose my mojo.
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of like 24-hour something or other open.
Yeah, we can hit a White Castle or something. I really need a bunch of tiny burgers.
Man, as long as I don't have to ride a fucking cheetah later.
That is true. It's true.
Yeah, well, I mean, if we're going to go grab some food, then, I mean, we can at least keep our eyes peeled and see if we can find that caddy while we're out.
Yeah, you never know. My grandma always said nothing good happens after 2 a.m. So if we wanted to stay up a little longer, we could.
I mean, it's up to you guys. I mean, Jack's going to be up at like fucking 5 o'clock no matter what, right?
I have a feeling that we're tapped out. I don't think we're going to come up with anything tonight.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just get some food and call it a night.
All right. Fuck, we should have got some of those friggin' gas station dogs while we were there.
Yeah.
It's like that big burrito that's like a foot long. They call it the bomb.
The bomb. Oh, yeah. Yep. It's not just a clever name.
Yeah, I guess we go get food.
All right. You guys
had to
go
have
to
them
eat.
sooner or later.
Every episode.
Actually, you know what? No. Here's the thing. Just because I love tapping into Randy's psyche, and just because I actually used to live in California, they had a string of places there that was called Wiener Schnitzel, and it was the best hot dog place around. You get like the best chili dogs and stuff like that. So Randy would be like, I heard about this place, my cousin lived out here for a little bit, and so just go get some like coney dogs and stuff like that. Oh, so good. Yeah, it would. Yep, I'm pretty sure it's open late night.
All right, good.
We did all Jonesing for fucking White Castle. We're getting hot dogs now.
Oh yeah. Well, you said the fucking roller dogs, man. You got me all twisted here.
Well,
all right,
we can do both. We can get one and then the White Castle afterwards.
That is true. I like the way you think, Jack Crandall.
I'm not like Randy, man. I can't eat a whole fucking sack of burgers and a coney dog.
Oh, you'll be fine. Jeez, come on now. Just roll for Constitution. You'll be fine.
We can get a sack of 10 and you can have like 2.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Yeah, fuck it. All right.
They're small. You'll be fine.
Cool, Randy. Do you feel like you can notice stuff really well? Because if not, maybe you should drive and Jack and I can like look around.
You know what? I am not very good at noticing things. So you know what? I will drive.
Cool. Shotgun. Shotgun. That's Jack's real like, fuck.
Yep. So then Randy does the whole thing like it's I can't remember the fucking Blues Brother thing or whatever, but we've got these sunglasses, put them on.
Half a tank of gas, a pack of cigarettes. I don't fucking remember either.
Yeah, God, I love that movie, but I haven't watched it in forever.
Yeah, I don't know it at all. I've seen it like once.
Brothers? Oh,
I've seen it like once.
Once.
It's been a long time since
Neil, you got to get back into your movies, man.
I don't know. It's not my favorite. I hate to say it.
You hate saying.
I'm like, I don't know.
Night Flight on Roku. Night Flight.
There you go.
So I guess as we're driving, can we make like notice checks? Again, I don't necessarily think we're gonna find anything, but like that's what we would be doing then, while Randy was driving around looking for the
if anything, we could do a late night montage where it's like skateboarder over there, like prostitute over there.
I see something red.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and the soundtrack can be like a synthwave thing, like 80s.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you can. You don't need to make the check if you want to spend a notice.
Can I roll for bringing my Oingo Boingo CD with me? So
it's that's too good to not have. So.
Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah.
Bring up your Spotify, dude. I got this playlist. I'll spend a point. Fuck it.
Okay. Yeah, you're driving around. You see, I'm gonna hand wave it because this has a much more hilarious rating. But it's too close for it to be realistic. But we're gonna say you're driving. You'd go north. You're following sort of the main street. The main drag on the north route of town. It is the National Trails Highway. You kind of curve around, and as you're getting outside of town a little bit, you kind of like, let's say, Erin is pretty good with cars. You see sort of a hint of sort of a back end, a tail light, of what looks to be like an old Cadillac. You're like, yeah, maybe that's nothing, but it is at a really, really cheap motel. Looks like it's called the Desert Inn. Looks like one of those, like, it's like $29 a night, sort of just fly by night place. It's parked sort of a little outside of the normal parking areas, so it's sort of hidden, but you're trying to look around, and you notice it sitting in the parking lot. Could be you saw in the video. So
it's like they're driving and Erin's just kind of like, fuck, I just want to get a whole whoa. He starts tapping him. Over there, slow down.
Wait, what? And then he kind of slows down and looks.
Over in the fucking in the motel. Looks like that could be a caddy.
No way.
Maybe. You want to pull in? Pull in real. You want to turn around and drive back? Maybe we get a better look.
Well, let's see. Is there anyone else around, or is it just us?
It's late at night. There's not really any. I mean, there's a few cars on the road here and there. That's about it.
I mean, it's like 11:45. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, or later. Yeah, it's pretty late. Like it's not that busy right now. There's no one really in the parking lot that you see as you drove by.
Is there other like businesses on the road that are kind of close by? So like, then the thought would be to like pull up like into a strip mall, park, and then walk back. Like, all right. So Erin says, find another parking lot. Well, we can walk back. Like, we can't pull in the parking lot, right? They're probably fucking looking out the window.
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right, whatever's close.
Yeah, there's a like a local. It's not like a Denny's, but it's the local equivalent of a Denny's. Not as nice as a Denny's, but a 24-hour greasy spoon that's sort of near-ish enough to be sort of adjacent that you could walk from the motel maybe, but otherwise you're mostly it's you would drive or whatever. But
okay, yeah. So I would probably park about as close to the front entrance as I could.
Okay.
And then just stop there for now. I don't think we have to get out at the moment.
Well, we got to fucking walk back to go check that caddy, man. Or at least check the car, see if it's the caddy.
Yeah, I'm just worried about us parking here and then just walking right across the street. So we have to really be stealthy here.
Well, park in the back part of the lot, man. What the fuck you pull up in front of the building for? You're going to be waiting for us to come in.
Well, fine. And then he does it.
Okay. You park in the back of the place. There's two cars in there. It looks like there might be. It doesn't have like glass windows. It's like a building that's, like it doesn't have like open glass windows or anything, so you can't really see who's in there. But there are two cars in the parking lot of the business you are currently parking in their parking lot.
Yeah. Look, if we just fucking cut down through here, right, and then we'll see what we could see. Fuck, I mean, if it's the car, I mean, like he pulls his coat open. He's like, like we've got guns. Do you have the fucking net gun? Like it's got to be in the trunk, right? Like we didn't take that in the hotel room.
No, I think we probably got it, except for the fact that Jack is falling asleep now because it's way too late for him.
Well, I mean, we've got everything that we need, so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do we just try to grab them now?
I think so. Like, how long are they going to fucking hold up here and then they're gone, man? What if they fucking go to LA? We could be forever trying to find them in LA. Millions and millions of people.
Okay. So we need to grab the old net gun. And Jack, do you think you can handle that?
I think we could. We certainly could. This may also be an opportune time to pick it up at a later point too. I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, I mean, we're definitely not going to do that tonight. Do we want to go back and look to see if it's the car and then cut?
Sure, we can do that.
Yeah, because I know it's getting late.
Yeah.
So I assume we have like a duffel bag with shit. Like we're not walking with a shotgun. Like we're packed. Yeah.
You can do that.
All right. So what's the plan? So we go back, we take a peek, and then if that's the car, then we ask we got the picture. We'll show the guy at the door. He'll tell us what room, and then fuck, what do we like? Just bust down the door?
Like we might have to.
All right, let me put this fucking body armor on first.
Well, we got to check out the car though. We got to make sure it's the right thing, right?
Well, I'm not gonna put on fucking vests when we get down there. Just put it on now.
Yeah, I would definitely do that too, just to be safe, because you never know if they might even be sleeping in the car. Who knows?
Yeah. All right, let's do it. Creep.
Sure. Give me. Oh fuck! I need the.
I assume we don't need like an infiltration till we get to like I'm assuming there's sort of like woods and brush between where we are.
Yeah, you don't need anything until you get to the actual looking at the car. And then it's going to be a
infiltration.
Infiltration, yeah.
Okay. Jack, you have a point. I've got 2 points. So
I have no points.
Okay. So either both Jack and or I will go up and take a look.
Sure. Depend whatever you.
It's up to Jack. I don't know.
You can either roll, or if you spend, it's going to be a roll between a notice and it's going to be a notice, and it's an opposed check.
All right. Well, infiltration's a roll for sure because you can't.
Yeah, I'll roll.
Yeah. Well, that's it's also opposed. So
yeah. I'm going to spend one. Do you want to spend your? Oh, you already rolled.
I already rolled. Yeah, I got a 2.
Oh, that's not great. Fuck! I got a 3. I rolled a 2 and spent a point.
Wow. Okay. Do I do. Okay. What was your roll, John?
3 total.
Okay. And then Jack rolled a
2.
Yeah.
So I imagine it's like we get to the edge and Erin starts creeping up, and Jack's creeping up, and then Randy's like, "What do you see?" And kind of like pushes Erin into Jack, and we both kind of like fall down.
Hey, yeah, I wasn't going to infiltrate, so don't put it on me.
Yeah, or like you're going in, and then Jack's like just steps on a branch, and it's like crack, and you're like, "What are you doing?" And you're like, "Oh shit!"
Throws himself flat on the ground.
Okay. At that point, yeah, you don't know what happens, but I think we're gonna cut it there. You're looking in. You do see blood, sort of in the front passenger seat of the car. A decent amount. Looks like it's pretty well stained, and you drop to the ground. You see a light, like the light in a room, turn off as you drop to the ground.
Fuck.
Cool. So we know what's in.
Let's say that's a good place to cut it right there. Suspense.
Nice. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for checking it out. We do have our sponsor, Birds of a Feather Coffee Company. They're a small batch craft coffee roaster. They've got an awesome night owl blend. It's a dark roast. They also have the hummingbird and the morning lark. One's a decaf, one's a light roast. But we want you to order the legendary brew. It's a nice, easy drinking medium roast coffee. A little bit of that money comes back to the show. If you use the code LEGENDS10, you're going to get 10% off your order, and shipping is always free. We also have a Patreon page up. If you are so inclined as to throw some ducats our way, we would be most appreciative. We are going to podcast probably forever just to be spiteful, so don't feel like you have to. There's nothing that's going to be left behind a paywall. It's all coming out eventually. We're getting into some of our Cthulhu Invictus stuff that's been posting on the reg recently, so we also appreciate that. And then, of course, reviews on iTunes or whatever your podcatcher of choice is super helpful, and we appreciate that as well. So thanks for checking us out, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Man, we'll do a short post show. I know, Brett, if you want to
Sure.
bounce, that's cool.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. I know it's
Get
late.
to rest.
I'm just making a note of what happened, so I know.
I'm gonna sign off, but it was, good as always seeing you guys. All right.
Yep. Thanks for joining, buddy. Get some sleep.
See you later. All right.
All right. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Stay safe. All right. So that was a fun session. We get a little bit of that Edward mojo going.
Yeah, I never know what exactly, like, on the, I'm sort of leaning out a bit of the purpose of Gumshoe, of, like, not necessarily always giving a clue per se, but then I'm expecting it to come out later, but yeah. I don't know. It's a challenge because every scene I don't always want to give a clue necessarily if everything's just like, I didn't really like, and also sometimes like there isn't one.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, so then you're like, hey, so I've got a point in blah. Is it worth it for me to spend that? And then if there's no clue, you're like, nah, probably not.
Yeah.
Right. But then once the point is spent, it's spent. You can't spend it again. Like,
yeah.
I've got 1 point in ghost detector equipment. If I spend that point, like, then I'm forced to make rolls which may or may not be good.
Yeah.
Well, I can't believe you actually gave us the car like right away, because I was I'm like, I don't know where the fuck we go from here. So I'm kind of glad you gave us a little bit of a boost.
I didn't. Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I know of a way for them to find it otherwise. So when you're like, we're gonna drive around and look for it, like, spend the notice. Okay, yeah, I'll say you see like what could be it. Sure.
And it was sort of a meta thing, right? I'm like, well, if I spend the point, you're probably going to give it to me.
Yeah. Well,
because otherwise I just wasted spending a point of, which I guess is a good way to deplete resources too.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, that's also, you can't just give everybody everything,
Yeah. Well, that one I was kind of like, I thought like maybe you could talk to Brody, or there's like cheap motels around. So like I thought maybe you'd be like, let's check the cheapest motels around.
That would have been tomorrow, right? So like if we hadn't seen it tonight, that would have been the day tomorrow.
But I didn't know if you guys would have like come up with like, let's find the like, what are the cheap, shitty places, and let's go like find like those places. I didn't know if you would like actually come up with that, or just be like, fuck, I don't know. Where do we go from here? So then I was like, okay, I gotta give him a lead. Yeah. So,
Well, just to go back to the skill thing too, the default is to get the clue. The point spend is actually for more information.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do it just to get, not to get the clue per se, but to like guarantee that this, I'm going to give you something versus like figure it out later. Right. Mm-hmm. Like, cause there are times I'm like, I don't know, you figure it out, like do some actual, like deductive reasoning. I don't know.
Right.
I will Edward you until you figure it out. I don't know. But if you're like, I'm going to spend a point, I'm like, okay, here's a lead to pursue.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess like it sort of snowballed right at the end, because I was thinking like in my head canon, we kind of walked through the brush until we got to the edge and then just looked to see if it was the car. And then if it was the car, like, all right, fuck, that's the car. Do we want to look in the car? Or do we want to go right to the fucking door?
See, I didn't assume you like would have known it was the car for sure without looking in it.
Right. But like okay, well, it's a late model caddy. It's brown. All right, cool. I think maybe that's it. Let's like.
You don't know the color. The color, it was black and white. It
was black and white. Yeah.
Film. Yeah. No, well, the film was black and white. You don't know what color it was. That's right. So it's like, well, is it?
But then, like, so then again, my headcanon would be like, all right, let's go talk to the night clerk and show the picture,
yeah.
and then have him show us the room. But it's whatever. Like something was going to happen either way. So
Yeah, I guess I just didn't think about that. I thought you were actually going up to look at it.
that makes
my
sense.
interpretation, but
Yeah, it makes sense. That's fine. It'll make the next session a real shit show.
yeah, that'll be real fun. We'll see what
Yep.
happens. It's going to be exciting.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a couple of bumbling idiots going after people that are, trained robbers or whatever.
Well, and the best part is when we start shooting, then the fucking cops will show up.
Yeah.
Real cops.
That's the real fun because, you're at odds with the actual authorities.
Yeah. I guess technically we could flip our fucking badges. Like, what are they gonna know? Like, hey, we got a fucking lead. You guys aren't doing your fucking jobs. Then you
you have cop talk for that reason, right?
Yeah,
Cop talk is to get cops to be like, oh shit, sorry, man. Like, fuck, I guess it is your jurisdiction or whatever. It's you have resources.
Yeah, cross state lines, blah blah blah. This is now in our jurisdiction.
That's totally you could definitely
big time them a little bit.
Yeah, you can big time a little. It's you're fine.
If push comes to shove.
Yeah. Which it always does.
Mm-hmm. In the TV shows and in the movies, the FBI and the cops never get along.
Yeah, I feel like I never know, is that real? Or do they are they actually fuck you, I'm in charge of this case?
Yeah, well, you gotta think at this point, because I don't think I've ever seen a show where they ever got to where they were ever friendly,
Well, you got to figure that's like a dick swinging, this is my jurisdiction. This is my case. There's some fucking macho bullshit.
Yeah. But then again, I also haven't seen a television show where someone doesn't flatline and they use a defibrillator to bring them back to life. And that literally is impossible. That's literally impossible.
Yeah.
Literally. You cannot bring, if you're in arrhythmia, yes, that's what it's for. But if your heartbeat has flatlined and you just defibrillate them, with the electroshock thing, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't restart your heart. You actually have to use drugs for that. So I'm like, wait, what? And one of my friends was who was a pharmacist whose boyfriend or husband, I guess husband, was he ran his primary job was running codes at a hospital, when someone codes, right, and you have to bring them back to life. And she was yeah, if you flatline and it's boot, you do not use a defibrillator. That doesn't do anything. That's not going to bring you back to life. You use epinephrine shots plus
right in the heart.
Plus a bunch of other stuff that you have to do to bring them back with compressions. But she was defibrillator is only if you're in AFib, which is your heart's still beating, it's just not in the right rhythm and the shock resets it.
Yeah.
And I'm wait, really? Everything I've learned about defibrillation is not true. And she's yeah, that's not how it works at all. If someone stops breathing and you can't feel a pulse, you never use a defibrillator ever, because it will not bring them back. It will not restart their heart, period. And I'm really? And she's yeah, 100%. It will, you will just die. And I'm oh, everything I know is a lie.
Yeah. Crash cart's the best part of any medical drama, right?
Yeah. But unfortunately, a real crash cart is literally just a bunch of things you inject them with and compressions. That's it. The real crash cart is just drugs that you inject immediately. And that's it. And I'm really? And she's yeah, you can't bring someone back that way. You have to use heart stimulating drugs only. And I'm well, fuck me. I'm dumb. So yeah.
So have either one of you guys watched Dark yet on Netflix?
I haven't ever. It's gotten so many good reviews, and I just haven't gotten a chance because it's in German and I have to read.
Oh,
It was
reading's
really,
the worst.
really good. So
Is it?
The first season was great. The second season, it was like kind of like Westworld, and you're sort of like, all right, I think, but wait a minute, who am I gonna fuck? Really? Shit, I'm gonna have to watch a video when this is all over. Third season,
Wow.
information, try to figure it out. And I'm like, all right. And I'm like, it's that fucking meme with all the fucking chalk and shit behind him.
Yeah.
That's me on the couch watching it. And then it wrapped up, and I was like, oh, that's amazing.
Wow.
Really
So
good.
it's done? Like they ended
3
it?
seasons. It's over.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Wow, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, it was really good. And then I just binged over the weekend. Obviously, pronunciation is not going to be right if I can even say that word. Giri Hari or Giri Hiri. It's Japanese, like half Japanese, half English series. It's one season, and it looks like it's just going to be the one season unless they do like a disconnected story, kind of like a True Detective sort of thing. It was amazing. It was
Really?
really good. Oh, yeah.
Is that on Netflix too?
It's on Netflix.
How's it spelled?
Giri, and I think it's Hiri, Hiri.
Oh, okay.
Duty and shame.
I haven't even fucking seen that on my feed.
It was fantastic.
Really? Oh, man.
Yeah. It was really, really good.
And it's only one season. Interesting.
Giri Haji?
Giri Haji, yeah.
Yeah, Haji.
Oh, Haji. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
It was really, really good.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to
does this one have subtitles too?
Half and half. Part of it takes
boy.
place in Japan. Part of it takes place in London.
Interesting.
So it kind of flips back and
Yeah.
forth. I watch everything with the subtitles.
Yeah.
They never get the dubbing right.
Well, yeah. Well, I'd like to too, because then you get to maybe learn something a little bit. One word. I'm terrible with
things. Here or there.
I would love to be better at it.
Yeah. I don't even watch regular TV anymore. I just watch foreign shit on Netflix.
I mean, I have so many movies that like I really need to watch that like I feel like an asshole for, like Train to Busan. I've not.
So good.
And it's like supposed to be like the best zombie movie ever, and I'm like, I still haven't watched it because I'm a fucking asshole.
You gotta watch it. It was so good.
Really?
It's really fucked up too. Like poignant and like weepy crying. Like it was.
Wow.
It was fucked up.
Yeah, like I really want to watch it. It's on my list of like shit I need to watch, but like now it's so hard with quarantine to like watch stuff that Beth absolutely does not want to watch because like we're always here together.
Yeah.
Like there's no like me here. Like I used to come home before her, so I'd watch like an hour of television before she got home and we started dinner, and so that works really well. But then now it's like, well, we're both just always here. This isn't working like it used to. Like now,
TV time. Like, all right, like I need 2 hours on Monday, but then we'll watch TV together. Like, Tuesday night together, and then you get the TV on Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, I really need to just be like, okay, I'm gonna watch this. Like, she'll watch whatever or do it. Like, or like, the problem is like I work. I actually, have to do work also. So like when she's doing her work in the daytime, I can't just be like, I'm gonna fucking watch movies. Like I actually have to do work. So then I'm like, fuck. Well, now we're both working. So yeah, it's like a real challenge to like figure out a time to watch stuff that she absolutely just is not interested in.
Well, what I do is during my break, I actually go on my phone and watch. If I want to watch a show that I know no one's gonna watch, I'll just watch parts of it there. So that helps a lot. And I do that with reading too, because I mean, I would love to come home and just go off to the side and read, but I can't because somebody's always screaming around here. I mean, it's just like either my kid or my wife at my kid or me at my kid. It's just like, oh my God, can I just get some peace and quiet? So I do that at work.
I do all my reading at work now because we're not doing board games anymore because of the whole COVID thing. So I get an hour every day. I just sit and read.
Mm-hmm.
I killed like 5 or 6 books, and now I'm like in a massive tome. It's going to take me, might take me till the end of the year. Well, yeah, I don't have to worry about what somebody else is watching unless kids using the Xbox for something else.
Yeah.
I just fucking watch whatever. I watched that whole Giri Hari over the weekend. So I like 8 hours in front of the TV in between like vacuuming and laundry and editing and all that other shit.
Well, I also have. I mean, I probably could watch a few things, but I'm also stuck playing Escape from Tarkov now. That's my new. Someone was like, one of my friends was like, "Hey, have you seen this game?" And like, he didn't buy it. It's like pre-order, whatever, beta, quote beta, but it's been in beta for fucking years. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, I don't know. I'll take a look at it sometime. And then it came up in one of my YouTube feeds. And it's basically like PUBG-esque, sort of. But it's a Russian-made game where my favorite Australian comedy troupe does like, they do like PUBG videos, like PUBG Logic, where they make fun of PUBG shit. And they did Tarkov Logic. And I was like, my friend like told me about this game. Let me watch this. And like, there's a whole thing about like the Tarkov developers meeting where like a guy's like, so like, what's the deal? What do we do it? What are we going for here? And the guy playing the I think his name is Nikolai or Nicholas, something like that, was like, here's the deal. Everything about this game from start to finish is about a single experience. We want every player always to feel like they just got punched in the dick. And I was like, okay. And like, I started laughing and he's like, okay, so like what happens when you load up? Like there's a tutorial and stuff, right? And he's like, absolutely not. You load right in to your character with an inventory screen that looks like an Excel file from the 1990s. You have no idea what anything does. You don't know what fits with anything. And then you think, how do I equip my guy? I have no clue. You feel like you just got punched in the dick. And then he's like, okay, so like you go in, he's like, you know, like, so you go in and like you learn that he's like, there are literally the commands. There's so many commands. There are so many things you can do. And we don't explain any of them. And you jump right in and immediately get shot in the face. Feels like you just got punched in the dick. And like, so that's like the whole, and I was like, so once I downloaded, I was like, this is 100% true. Like, it's literally, the game is so not friendly. It's just like, I mean, I like it because you can nerd out. Like every gun literally has every component. Like you can switch like gas tubes on your AK-47 and like grips and like everything is so ornately. I mean, it's not an actual Excel spreadsheet. It's like a squares of inventory, but like it's so detailed and you just fucking get destroyed. Like the first couple times you play, like you'll just be like walking, and then you just hear like a really loud bang and you're dead. Like not even, and that's not even like humans. Sometimes there's NPCs and like players, and the NPCs can just one shot you sometimes from like fucking wherever. And so like it's real brutal. And I'm like, this is the most Russian game of all time. It's very specific, it's very detailed, and it's brutal as fuck. And they don't care. Like they don't care. They're like, we want that to be this brutal.
What's the name again?
Escape from Tarkov, Tarkov. So yeah, like I've gotten decent at it, but like when I started, there's literally like command. So there's like, you can lean, right? Like when you're like leaning on a corner, like whoop. But there's also a button where if you hold the button and lean, you can literally lean like incrementally. And you can do the same thing for crouching. It's not just like And so, and like the crazy thing is, there are like, I don't know, like 5 kinds of rounds for just the AK. Like every gun has the accurate rounds that you would use, but they have like 5 to 8 kinds. So like some of them are armor piercing, some of them are just full metal jacket, some of them are hollow point. There's armors that are different, like level 1, 2, 3, 4, like real body armor, with certain bullets not penetrating it, and versus others will. And like you can load your magazines, and it knows what you loaded, how many of. So you could be like, I'm gonna load 10 full metal jacket and then 10 armor piercing, and it remembers that shit. And like it gets bananas. Like it's so bananas. And it's like, now here's the real problem though. It's a great game. So many details. The thing that kills me is the sound engine is the worst sound engine of like any shooter I've ever played. You have at best a 90-degree arc of knowing where something comes from. Like I've literally had like, I'm facing a guy firing a gun from somewhere, right? I'm facing it. And I turn this way and it goes, I hear the wall from this turning to only this ear. And then I turn this way and it's only this ear. There's no like surround reality. Like PUBG is insane. Like you can literally hear in 360 degrees in that game. Like, you know, if someone's below, behind, and to the left of you, you'll hear it. And you'll know exactly where they are. This one is like, I hear a sound. It is to the front or back or left or right. That's it. That's all you know.
Yeah.
So he really needs to work on his sound engine. But other than that, here's the reason I like it. So PUBG, you just drop in and grab shit. You kill everyone or you don't. So this one, you load in at random spots. There's like a certain number of spots. And you have to get to an extraction point. When you get to the extraction, you extract, you win. The goal is survive, right? But what you take in, whoever you kill or whatever boxes you loot, you keep that stuff. And that stays with you in your stash. If you die, you lose it all.
Yeah.
Or someone takes it. You can insure it, but everyone steals your shit. Doesn't matter. Like if they take it. So essentially it's like winner keeps, like if you win, you keep what you got. If you die, you lose it all. So it's like gambling. And then they have like, you can play as like, you load in as non-player characters, as scavengers that you can load in, that if you win, if you extract as a scav, you keep what they have, but you're not losing anything from your main character. So like scav runs are like ways for new players to kind of like learn the game and not lose like any of like all of your starting shit. Yeah. So yeah, you basically go in, fucking learn a couple maps, fucking gank people, and then take their shit. And then sometimes you fucking blow someone away that you're like, I'm really sorry, I suck. And you had a really fucking great gun. I don't know. You brought this in thinking like, I'll own everyone. And you did not, sir, because I'm terrible at this game. And I somehow fucking headshotted your ass. And that's just unlucky. But that's the way it goes. Like, then you just fucking load in and get your shit back.
Nice.
But yeah, it's very fun. I highly recommend it.
I have to tell my brother he loves PUBG. I think that's what they're playing now.
If that's their thing, Tarkov is like, yeah, like winners, keepers. You know, keep what you kill style.
Very pitch black.
Yeah, and it's fucking brutal, man. But it's kind of fun because I literally like, I'm like, oh, I know that reflex sight. Like that's a real fucking reflex sight, or like that's a real fucking like grip that you could buy for that gun. That's weird. But yeah, like every gun has like 8 parts you can customize specifically, and then like as you get better, like vendors sell you crazier shit, and I'm like, it's pretty fun. It's just really frustrating though sometimes because like I shot a guy with like 3 rounds of buckshot to the chest, and it literally did nothing because he had fucking level 3 armor, like level 4. It doesn't penetrate it, and I'm like,
break all your ribs.
like it does damage, but not enough to kill you. And so then he's just like, pop, 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 pop. It's fucking dead. And I'm like, God damn, like, yeah, I've shot people in the head with a pistol, and they've had like a really good helmet, and it does not kill them. You have to actually hit them more than once for like their armor. Like armor does matter in that game. Like it's not like PUBG where kind of like it doesn't as much. Like some shit just won't do anything in this game. Like I can unload a whole clip on someone with level 4 armor if it's like a shitty fucking like basic ammo pistol. It just literally won't do anything to them. It'll like take some damage, and then they're just like, I don't care. Fuck you. So, yeah, it's a fun game.
I'll have to let him know. This probably something he'd be interested in.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm not that coordinated. I don't play stuff like that.
I've gotten okay. I was really shitty to start. Now it takes me like 2 or 3 games to warm up. But today I got my first. It's not a great kill. I mean, I've killed some people, like real players. Not the NPCs are really easy. Like now, I used to get killed by them all the time. Now I can pretty much like I've gotten swarmed. I did die, but I took out 7 out of 10, like in a little building that I was stuck in. So like it's like sometimes you can get one-shotted, so that's fine. Like the NPCs are fine, but like I did gank a player and then got greedy and died because I was greedy. Greed will kill you in this game because I was like, oh, I should get a little more shit. But I got like, he had great shit. I should have just taken it. But like, I was playing today and I was like, this is a total noob and I feel bad. But I took a gun in as like my real character. So I would lose it. This was like a real gun I like decked out. And I had a great scope. And he was like, total noob guy. He was like, buy a trailer, like a contain, like a shipping container, where he's like looking, totally not paying attention. And I'm really far. I was pretty far away, and I just fucking zoom in, hold breath, pop, one shot, drop him. And I go up, and I'm like, okay, clearly he's not paying attention. Then he had a fucking pump action shotgun. Now here's the kicker: the area he's in is like in the game over 100 yards before you're gonna see a person to shoot. And I'll tell you what, a shotgun will not kill any. You can't snipe with a shotgun. Yeah. So he's standing there like looking, and I'm like, you're not gonna hit anybody. Like, let's say someone shows up, they're gonna be so far that you should just throw a rock at their head at this point. Like, that's how much damage you're gonna do. And I just went like, ba-dink, one shot, dropped, and I was like, now I'm that guy. Because I was the one dying before. So I felt pretty good about myself. But yeah, once you get some good shit, though, you really don't want to lose it. Like, I have 3 or 4 guns that I'm like, I never want to take this in. But then what's the point? It's fun.
Just got to kill somebody with something better, and then you don't care if you lose that one.
Oh, shit. There's a couple guns I've not even seen yet. Like, guns that are so good, like, I haven't loaded. Like, no, I've never found one on anyone. Like, the best I have right now is it's a Belgian gun, an FAL. I am not actually familiar with it. But I'm so low level, I can't even buy parts for it to upgrade it. Like, it doesn't have a scope. Doesn't have any, like, the handguard's normal, like it's just like a base gun, and I'm like, but it's worth more than everything in my inventory, like, or not everything together, but like it's worth more than any gun I own. And I'm like, I don't, but it doesn't have like, but if I used it, it would be like using just like any gun with iron sights. Like, it's gonna suck ass until I upgrade it, but I can't buy anything for it because I'm fucking level 6 or whatever. You need to be like level 10 to get to like the global market. But I was like, I don't know. It's so fun though. I love nerding out about little components and being like, oh, I can tweak this, and if I put this, the ergonomics go up a little.
Yeah, my brother in real life, my brother sent me a message. He was looking at it's a bullpup, It's
Okay.
Shotgun, clip-loaded shotgun.
Yeah.
And it kind of looks like almost like a Vector, sort of like it's that sort of like compact. It's got a really weird design. Like the clip is behind everything.
Oh,
It was really
interesting.
fucking. It was like $500, and I'm like, I don't need a shotgun. But like,
yeah.
I don't have a good shotgun, and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'll think about it. $500. That's not that bad. And then he texted me today. He's like, yeah, it's sold out everywhere. Like I'm on a waiting list.
Oh my god.
I'm like, well, I can't say that I'm surprised.
Yeah, I have not seen this. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I've not seen one of these. I just looked it up.
Oh, did you find it?
I looked it up. It's crazy. I mean, it looks like a fucking
weird.
Yeah, that is a weird design. I mean, I'm okay with just a.
I mean, it's no different.
I have a Mossberg 500. That's all. I'm like, it's a Mossberg. It's gonna shoot and it's gonna pump. I don't need a semi-auto shotgun because that shit's gonna jam or something. But the crazy thing was, like, one of my friends played. He killed a dude and loaded out, like, got his gun and made it out. And then he looked up. This is the fun part that I didn't think about. He looked up how much it would be in real life to own that gun. The total for the gun and attachments would have been $22,000 today in real dollars. Like, it was, and I was like, why? I saw it and was like, why did this fucking guy? Either the guy loaded in thinking, I'm overconfident, I'm stupid, or like, I don't know what he was thinking. Cause like, I was like, wait, are you serious? He was like, yeah. I looked up every component. It totals $22,000 if you bought that real gun. And I'm like, fuck. But a Mossberg's. The Mossberg I'm totally cool with. Or like this thing, I don't know what about this thing looks crazy. I just get a Saiga 12 at that point.
They're super expensive.
Yeah, I know.
Well, super. I mean, they're as expensive as they're gonna be currently.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and
there's a lot of
$1,500.
Fuck, really? Shit.
My brother got one about half that price.
Damn, I didn't know they were up that high. Fuck.
Yep.
Those are crazy. I need to go. So one of the guys I play with is not super into guns and thinks the other guy I play with is a gun nut because he knows everything about all the guns and loves going to the range. He doesn't do anything other than go to the range, but like, I need to go with him to the range because like, I want to go. I just like shooting stuff.
We went a couple of months ago, I guess, maybe end of the year last year. I don't know. It's so expensive to.
Yeah,
you go
it's not cheap,
200 rounds through.
Oh fuck. Yeah, that's like minimum. I don't think I've ever gotten out of a range for less than $100. And I'm like shooting shit ammo for like fucking like 9mm and shit. Like I'm not even shooting like crazy shit. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? How do people afford it? Like I see people on Facebook that are all about guns, and I'm like, you work at like not that crazy of a job. How do you fucking shoot all these? Like, how do you afford this?
Yeah.
It's incredibly expensive.
I go a couple of times a year just because I'm cheap. You know.
Yeah, I only go like, I mean, I get deals, right? Like I look up deals on ammo or whatever, but like shit, it's crazy, man. Like I am legitimately surprised that it's a hobby almost anyone can afford except for like ludicrously rich people. But it seems like it's just like normal folks somehow have the money, but I'm like, maybe they're reloading their own, but fuck, it's expensive.
Yeah, you could do that too, I guess.
It is not cheap. It's not cheap. It's fun. I just like shooting things. So
yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. We go for like 2 hours maybe, and then I'm done.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Maybe if I wish I was back home because like my family now has property. I could not have to pay for range time, and I can like set up stuff or whatever and like do whatever I want. But I also like outside shooting much more than inside. Ranges are fucking loud as fuck. But
we go outside.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's an outside range here. Take it easy, Kurt. We're going to interrupt anyway.
Yeah, you
Sounds
can
good.
interrupt.
I was
It's
like,
fine.
I don't do anything with guns, so I have no piece of information I can give to this
I'm from
guy.
country town. Like, I don't know. I grew up with guns.
Oh,
and
believe
I'm
me,
like, pew, pew,
I know a
pew.
lot. I know lots of people that are. I don't. I play one on TV. No, I play video games with that kind of stuff, but I don't do anything in real life.
I mean, personally, I at this point, I'm more interested in airsoft because like that actually seems pretty fun.
Yeah,
And it's all like real gun replicas that you just shoot at people, and then although I see some pretty big fist fights on it because
Yeah, I
people
was
are
gonna
like,
say.
"You're cheating." It's like paintball, but there's no marker. So
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and it still hurts.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right, have a good night,
all right,
guys.
man.
Take it easy, Kurt.
Take it easy.
So yeah, so there's a place. So we used to go out in the desert, and then there's a couple of different places we went to, and then people are assholes, right? So they'd go and shoot bottles and TVs, and they'd leave their fucking brass, and they'd leave all their garbage, and then the rangers would be like, "Yeah, you can't fucking shoot here because
Yeah, because everyone's fucking ruining everything.
yeah." So we had a couple of places that way, and then there's a place not that far from my house, maybe about a half hour, and it's in the desert. It's open range. They've got really good guys working at the range. Some of them are ex-military. Some guys, had service in Vietnam, and ex-cops and things like that.
Yeah.
So they're super strict.
Yeah.
Lights,
That's what you want.
stuff. Yeah, like it's really, and like if you have a question about stuff, if you have a problem with something, they'll look at your stuff. When my brother picked up a Vector, and the guy was helping him sight it in and all that stuff. So it's a good place. It's like $8 to shoot, maybe. And then they sell targets. I get targets at fucking Walmart or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. But like it's not like, oh, I gotta go shoot. My brother's, do you want to go shoot? I'm like, I don't know, maybe. Like it's a lot of money.
Yeah. I only find time / money like 2 times a year, maybe.
Yeah.
Just because I like to one of them I really enjoy. So I do have a pistol that is like my baby. It's fucking a dream to shoot, and I'm accurate as fuck. So it feels great to do it. That one's fun because I'm like, this is so good. That's just because I like modded the I got like an aftermarket trigger and shit to like really deck it out. It's like, it's great. It's super fun and it's accurate as fuck. But yeah, I really want to go though. There's an outside range that has a 300-yard range, and I don't really have anything to use on it, but like I would love to get like an actual, I don't know, like a 308 or something, and just rent it and like try to see what I would do at 300 yards.
I have my grandfather's 30-30.
Okay.
I'm putting a rubber butt on it. Man, it fucking hurts.
Really?
Oh man.
I don't think I've ever shot a 30-30.
Fuck, man, it kicks like a mule.
Wow.
And
I think I've shot a 30-06. I think this is the biggest caliber I've shot.
It's a big fucking round. They come 15 to a box.
Yeah.
I haven't shot that one at the range. Just because it hurts.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like shooting skeet, for an hour.
Yep.
It's like a dozen shots out of the 30. And I'm like, well, I'm done with this. Like it's
that's a big boy. That one's like, I 308's a little less than that, I think, power wise. So I'd probably be okay. But I did like a shotgun training course. And even after that, like all we were doing, we did like 3 foot, 7 foot, 20 foot like drills, and then some like clay shooting. And the next day, my fucking shoulder looked like I just got like kicked by a horse.
Yeah, it's fun, but it hurts.
Yeah, it's fun as fuck. But yeah, I'm like, fuck, I am not like used to this.
And you're trying to keep it in tight, and you're bringing it up, and you're trying to hold it in. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah, like you never have a good I was like, okay, like keep it tight, make it, and but you're trying to hit a thing moving, so you don't like there's going to be a gap, and that fucker's going to kick right back into your ass.
Mhm.
And it's like, yeah, unless I'm like really fucking practiced, I'm going to hurt the shit out of my arm. But I've not shot like some of like people I knew back home were like shooting like 7mm, like there's like a high power 7mm rifle round that's like fucking like 7mm magnums and shit that I'm like, I think my stepbrother was shooting it once before deer season, and he was like, I shot 3 rounds before I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm just going to go back to the regular, like, 308 or whatever. Like, he was like, it's fucking cool, but god damn does it. He was like, it hurts so, like, 3 rounds in, you're like, fuck it. It's not. I'll shoot like an elk, maybe.
Yeah.
But if I'm not doing that, not worth it.
Yeah, you can't hold it tight enough to make that not hurt.
Yeah, it's gonna kick like a motherfucker. So, yeah, I'll never do like the crazy. You know, I'm not gonna shoot like a 50 caliber or anything.
I did.
Really?
My brother's boss is a gun dealer on the side.
Yeah.
So when we were shooting out in the desert, he brought his Barrett out. He's like, "You want to shoot it?" I'm like, "Duh." You know?
Yeah. I don't even know. I don't even know. Was it like ground mounted or like?
Yeah, we had a rug out. You know,
Okay.
It's all rug and whatever and bipod and everything. And he had like a fucking like 2 bowling balls and a pumpkin and some other fucking thing all the way out there. And like, you're laying full out, and it just bodily shoves all of you when it fucking kicks. It's just like. Poof. and all the ground around the barrel is like poof. You could feel it. Like my brother was shooting, and I was standing, to the side, and I'm like, I got a picture while you're shooting, and you could just feel the fucking wave.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's fucking banana. Yeah, when I see them, I'm like, I don't understand like how people fucking just fucking put those down ranged. Like they're crazy.
Yeah, it was not, and you could hear the round hit the rocks like doing.
Holy shit!
Fuck,
it's terrifying. Yeah, that's why people are like, I'm not sure people understand those rounds. Like those rounds are fucking crazy.
They're huge. I got one here. Not that anybody's gonna see this because it's gonna be fucking video later or just audio later. But here's the casing.
Fuck.
Oop, there it is.
Holy shit.
It is.
Yeah, because like that's like your hand.
Older than my middle finger. Plus the round.
Like
the round
like I've seen people be like, you can stab someone with these, like it would fucking kill someone, and that's not even shooting it. Yeah, I've seen so many people shoot them. I mean, I would if I got the chance just to do it, but fuck, man, those things will put people down. And like car engines.
It will make you explode like a blood bag.
Yeah. I don't know what happens. Getting hit by that. Fuck that.
You pretty much explode.
Yeah, like that's terrifying. I don't want to know what happens when a person gets hit by one of those. Fuck that. Like that. If it's not like a Jeep or a tank, I don't want to see what happens when a squishy thing gets hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe one day.
Probably not going to find that at the range, though.
No, I'd have to know someone, unfortunately. I think.
Well, if you ever come out, maybe we could set something up.
Yeah. If I'm ever out your way, maybe we can set up some extremely. Well, I'll make sure I have like blood at that point, and then I'll be good.
Yeah, that would probably.
My platelets are fine. I can clot. It's great. That's fine. So bruising, totally fine. Maybe once COVID's done, because now we're both in the states of horror. So there's only 3 states that are the worst of the worsts, and we're in 2 of them. Yeah.
And I'm working. I'm at work.
Oh, so. You're at work. Yeah. That sucks.
Can't do lab work from home, so
you cannot. Well, yeah, keep safe.
Yep, you too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and see what's going on.
Yep, keep me posted. Let me know
what's going on.
Need anything, let me know.
Yeah, should be good. Should be fine, theoretically. So we'll see. Otherwise, keep on trucking, my friend. Keep on trucking.
All right. Good luck. I'll see you next week. But
Yep. Next week, 2 weeks. Is it next week? It is next week. Yep.
21st, next week.
I'll see you next week.
All right, cool.
All right. See
See
ya.
ya. Bye.